It's a Big Ten MAC matchup as the Indiana Hoosiers visit the Bowling Green Falcons. This is game one of a quadruple header today and tonight here on ESPNU. We get it all going here with this Big Ten MAC matchup between IU and Bowling Green. Great to have you with us, along with former San Jose State and NFL offensive lineman David Diaz-Infante. I'm Mark Neely. David, last week was not a good week for the Big Ten. Indiana, though, had the week off. MAC, 2 victories over the Big Ten already this year. What do you expect today?
Well, I tell you what, if you're Indiana, you're trying to represent the Big Ten. This is a game that you got to win, not only for your program, but for the conference on the road against the defending MAC champions in Bowling Green, starting their second-string quarterback. I think this is a real chance for Kevin Wilson, their team, to take a step forward, trying to become bowl eligible this year. They've increased their win total in every year since he's been here, entering year 4 now. He's got his players in the program, a good mix of guys with some playing experience and young talent to go against his Dino Babers high-powered offense. Be interesting to see how much they decide to pressure the young quarterback in James Kanapke. So I think that's a game that Indiana should win and needs to win, not only for themselves trying to make a statement that they're getting better in the Big Ten, but also for the Big Ten defeating a MAC champion.
Bowling Green won the toss and will receive. That's Indiana wearing those throwback helmets with the numbers on them. They wore them once last year. They're wearing them for the first time this year today. And back deep is Ronnie Moore for Bowling Green as the Falcons wearing the all-orange unis. And we are underway from Bowling Green, Ohio. Taken by Moore from a yard deep. To the 25, eludes a tackler, 35, and a nice run back all the way out to the 41-yard line for sophomore Ronnie Moore. Very good starting field position for Bowling Green to begin the football game.
Well, you want to get off to a good start. Your special teams that can make a difference in momentum shifts, and this time it happens early. Great field position for Bowling Green early on for this offense under the direction of James Kanapke.
Well, the story in week 1 was their loss for Bowling Green at Western Kentucky, 59-31, but they lost starting quarterback Matt Johnson, a preseason pick for Player of the Year in the MAC. And it gives the starting nod to James Kanapke. First play, swings it out to the back, Travis Green. Green, just about 2 yards before he's stopped by Nick Mangieri, number 56. That won't be the only time we mention Mangieri's name today. And there is the redshirt sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, James Kanapke. And a false start. He's going to push Bowling Green back.
Offense, number 71, snap infraction. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Sean Smith, our referee, mentioning center Tim McAuliffe with the infraction.
You know, one of the things the coaches talked about, Dino Babers talked about their young quarterback and James Kanapke, is that he ended up getting a lot of snaps in the spring and the fall because of a hamstring problem Matt Johnson was having. And then it felt like he really did a great job in his game last week against VMI. Showed good poise, accuracy with the football. See if he can continue that here today.
Green came in motion, leaving an empty backfield. Going for Green, a dangerous pass. Caught, had it, lost it. Picked up out of bounds by Cooper. So it is a catch and fumble by Green. But he advances up to the 44.
You got to remember, Travis Green is a converted wide receiver. Great hands, and he shows it. And he's also an excellent route runner. Toughness between the tackles, much better than you think for a converted wide receiver. And you see a good example of Kanapke's accuracy right there. The ball was on time and on the numbers.
But a 3rd down and 8. Roger Lewis is the receiver at the top of your screen. 4 receivers, 3 to that right side. Going across the middle and complete for a first down. Ryan Burbrink. And on 3rd down and 8, they convert for 10 yards to move the sticks. And we'll see both teams use a quick tempo. Right back to the line come the Falcons.
And you're going to see right here, talk about ball placement. He's going to throw his receiver open away from number 2, TJ Simmons. Only place he can make that throw to complete it.
Kanapke has it batted down. Nick Mangieri right there. Now you talk about an impact player on defense for Indiana. It's Nick Mangieri.
God, there's Travis Green. We talked about his ability as a running back, a receiver out of the backfield as a converted wide receiver. Nick Mangieri, a hybrid guy. He'll play up, he'll play down. They'll rush him, and they'll drop into coverage. I like his skill set.
Green goes in motion, leaving the empty backfield on 2nd and 10 from the 48 of IU. Moore to the 42-yard line, maybe the 41, stopped by David Cooper, the weak side linebacker, but for Ronnie Morris, 6th catch of the year. They set up third and a long 3, about 4, and they're quickly to the line, and again from the empty backfield. Kanapke, quick strike right near the marker. Ryan Burbrink again, he leaned forward right at the end before being stopped by TJ Simmons, and he'll have it up for the first down.
And every quarterback needs their comfort wide receiver, and that's Burbrink for Bowling Green.
Kanapke, he did have Burbrink open momentarily, but overthrows him out of bounds. Nick Mangieri pressuring the quarterback, Kanapke.
And you see the tempo already. This is what they want, how they want to operate. Up tempo, stress the defense, and see if they get them make a mistake in coverage or assignment.
He throws on 2nd and 10, and a completed pass up to the 26-yard line again to Ronnie Moore, his 2nd catch on this drive, and it's another first down for Bowling Green, a pickup of 11.
And you're going to see the play action is going to create the void. One thing about this offense, they attack the seams of your defense.
Completed towards the sideline. Again, quick strike. Lewis with his first catch. Roger Lewis, his team leading 15th catch of the year. Only picks up a couple. Here comes the 10th play of this drive for Bowling Green. On this, the first possession of the game. Kanapke, quarterback draw! Up near the 15, and another Bowling Green first down before he's wrapped up by linebacker David Cooper.
Get quarterback draw. Look at the offensive line blocked down, and there's Travis Green acting as a lead blocker for their quarterback. The +1 run game, when you have a quarterback that you have confidence in around that green red zone, is a deadly weapon for any offense.
See, Kanapke did have a rushing touchdown against VMI last week. He picks up 8 yards there. Back to the air. Wide receiver screen, but that's well read. Garrick Dieter's first catch, but he's hit behind the line of scrimmage for a loss by Michael Hunter.
Boy, if there's one thing you got to have in these type of offenses these days, is you have to have wide receivers that are willing to block on the perimeter to win their matchup against defensive backs. That time Roger Lewis lost his battle, and that's why that tackle was for little or no gain. For a loss, actually.
And lost 2, 2nd down and 12. Kanapke, dangerous pass is caught by his tight end who's down at the 10. Chris Pullman with the catch, but he is fortunate, Kanapke. That ball wasn't picked off by Bennett and taken the other way.
Well, it's thrown on time. You're going to see just a little duck in there. He's going to take a hit. Eyes up on the wide receiver.
Bobby Richardson put the pressure on the quarterback, but Tim Bennett had a chance to maybe pick off that pass and head the other direction. 3rd down and 3. Kanapke towards the end zone, uncatchable. Intended for Roger Lewis. Bennett again having the coverage there, number 24 for IU.
Roger's the guy they look for. Roger Lewis is the guy number 1 they look for. One-to-one matchups, his speed and physicalities. But that time the defensive back 1 kind of ushering him out of bounds.
Interesting decision here, 4th and 3. And the field goal kicker Tyler Tate, 1 of 3 in field goal attempts last week. He made a 52-yarder at Western Kentucky for his 1 make this year. Play clock winding down. They'll have to hurry this 28-yard attempt. He got it off in time, low, but it gets through. And Tyler Tate with the field goal. The Bowling Green comes away with 3 on the first possession of the game. State Saturday kickoff from Bowling Green, Ohio. The Falcons picking up 3 points on the field goal in the first possession of the game. Indiana about to get the football for the first time from here. Glad to have you with us, along with 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Denver Broncos, David Diaz-Infante. I'm Mark Neely. First possession, Bowling Green, David. 11 of 13 plays through the air, but they still ate up almost 4.5 minutes.
And that's an eternity if you're a Dino Babers offense. But what they did, quick timing throws, working the perimeter, hitting some of the seams. Again, up-tempo offense. What they did is they took what the defense was given. Great decision-making by James Kanapke.
Dino Babers, the first-year head coach, and now the offense of Kevin Wilson will see the football for the first time today. This has been a very prolific offense. You go back to last year, they set school records in a number of offensive categories, including points per game, total yards per game. Kickoff, D'Angelo Roberts. Back deep, the short kick taken at the 26-yard line and a 3-yard return. Hunter on special teams with the tackle. So Indiana, their first possession of the game. And junior quarterback Nate Sudfeld. He's a big kid, 6 feet 5 inches tall, 230-pounder from Northern California.
Yeah, he is a tall drink of water right there. I was down the field, and he's every bit of 6'5". Pretty good arm strength. We'll see if he can get something going here early for Indiana.
For Tevin Coleman, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Coleman, though, has back-to-back 200-yard rushing games. The last game of last year against Purdue and their first game this year against Indiana State. Yeah,
Tevin Coleman, he's the real deal running back. He's got great size, strength, and speed. And then Gabe Martin.
Going for Stoner here on the sideline. A completed pass about a yard shy of the first down.
And Gabe Martin's going to be one of those guys, that linebacking core, a strength of Bowling Green. Going to have to stop that running game of Indiana.
Second catch of the year for Stoner. He's going to line up at the top of your screen now. In the slot, Shane Wynn at the top of your screen. Got to watch Shane Wynn, the speedster from Cleveland, Ohio. This is a 3rd down and 1. And they put it in the arms of Coleman, and he pushes forward to the 42 for a gain of 3 and a first down for IU.
And that's what we call an efficient run. What do you need to pick up the first down, and can you get it? And you say Tevin Coleman right there, number 6, he knew what he had to do is convert that 3rd down. He put down his shoulder pads and fought through some tackles to make it a physical run.
Sudfeld, strike to midfield. Stoner pushed out of bounds there, but he picks up about 6 or 7 on first down.
Again, timing for Nate Sudfeld with his wide receiver has been an issue through training camp and last week. Didn't throw the ball much, didn't have to. That's something they need to work on and continue to improve on this week.
Thought they could call here on 2nd and short, 2nd and 3, and now under pressure, Sudfeld is going to run with a first down, run for the first down with the slide up to the 41.
You'll see Sudfeld again take down, doesn't like what he sees, got pressure in his face, extends, escapes, smart decision, slide, don't take a hit, pick up the first down. I love that decision making from the pocket there. Don't force the ball.
Indiana first down at the 44 of Bowling Green. This is the first Hoosiers possession, and Sudfeld, either some miscommunication, wrong route, whatever it was, Ricky Jones, but a stumble, and Sudfeld just throws it out of bounds.
You see Kendall Montgomery coming free, the defensive end. Bowling Green brings pressure. Receiver falls down. Quarterback Sudfeld had nowhere to go with the football.
Showing blitz. The run, Coleman. He's swallowed up at the 47 by Brian Thomas. Thomas, also Jude I.J. Barima, the cornerback, coming in.
I.J. Barima again coming on a corner fire into the boundary. Plays the containment perfectly. Sets the edge for the defense, for the other linebackers to come in and make that play.
And let the late subs come in for Bowling Green. A 3rd and 13 for Indiana. Win the receiver up top. 3 receivers to the right. Stoner at the bottom of your screen.
There's Wynn.
Dump off the screen. Well shy of the first down. The back, Tevin Coleman, he needed to make it to the 34, and Gus Schwieterman stopped him well short.
And this Bowling Green defense is fired up. They're flying to the football. Watch it. They dump off the screen underneath. Look, there's 4 or 5 orange jerseys there, rallying to make that tackle short of the first down.
So the drive stalls after the tackle by the redshirt freshman Schwieterman. Eric Toth, redshirt junior out of Indianapolis, on to punt. Had 2 punts, averaged 35 yards in their game against Indiana State. Urbrink back to receive this punt. Short end over end. He lets it bounce at the 4, and it's going to kick into the end zone. So a 9-play drive resulted in a punt for IU, and Bowling Green takes over when we return. Well, it's still summer according to the calendar, but it feels like fall. A little bit of sun here, but a temperature in the upper 50s for just the second ever meeting between IU and Bowling Green. Though these schools are only about a 3.5-hour drive apart, their first ever meeting was last year in week 3 in Bloomington. It was won by IU 42-10, but Bowling Green led that game 10-7 early in the second quarter. And they have the 3-0 lead here as Falcons take the football for a second time.
The real question, too, for Indiana defensively is how much do they decide to pressure James Kanapke?
Handed off, Travis Green! Tackled up at the 29 as Antonio Allen, the free safety, had him by the right leg. Otherwise, he may have been gone.
Yeah, that was a shoestring leg tackle away from breaking it for a home run.
Right back to him. That time stuffed up a little better, but looks like he has enough for a first down before being brought down by T.J. Simmons.
And you see the tempo and pace that's being set by Bowling Green.
Kanapke to throw. Could have been intercepted by Flo Harden. Incomplete.
Harden getting great depth in the zone drop. Kanapke thought he had his wide receiver, but he was able to elevate to knock that ball down.
Incomplete pass slows the pace down just a bit. 6:39 to play in this first quarter. Kanapke dumps it off dangerously, and that nearly intercepted by Tim Bennett off the deflection.
That ball was thrown behind Ronnie Moore on the wide receiver middle screen. You'll see him come across. Tight windows are up and behind him. You want to put that one right on the numbers so you can catch it and run. In traffic.
Bowling Green 2 of 3 on third down so far. Looking at a 3rd and 10. Kanapke going to roll out. It's going to come down about a half yard or a yard shy of the first down. He bounced forward after hitting the ground, being tackled by Marcus Oliver, but where they spot it, he's going to be a good yard short.
Kanapke, a good athlete, but not the fastest guy. Good decision. Look, the pocket's collapsing. He's trying to escape. Nothing uncovers down the field. And you see Marcus Oliver coming down to make a tackle short of the first down.
Wow, they look like they were going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Indiana, teams first. 30 seconds.
So Indiana uses a timeout. It would have been a risky gamble had they gone for it. We don't know if they would have, but they were lining up like they were going to.
When you're up tempo, that decision comes quick, and sometimes it catches defense off guard.
Our coverage of college football continues here on ESPNU at 3:30. Miami takes on Arkansas State, then at 7. In college football primetime presented by 5 Hour Energy. UL Monroe travels to Tiger Stadium to take on 10th ranked LSU. Both games, by the way, also live on Watch ESPN. Let's see how serious they are. They're bringing the offense right back onto the field. So unless we see Kanapke pooch punt this, it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 1 from their own 42. Bold move early in this game for Bowling Green if they indeed do snap it here. Kanapke throws and he had it, lost it, incomplete. Regardless, they're going to turn it over on downs. Flo Harden put the hit on and knocked it free. So with the Bowling Green player down, we'll step aside. Tight end Chris Pullman off under his own power. He was the intended receiver as the tight end coming off the left side of the line on that last play.
See, Bowling Green got just what they wanted. They're going to run 2 outs right here to their wide receivers against a zone defense. They get the look they want. The thing the Pullman's got to realize, he's got to sit down. Know that that guy's sitting right there waiting for him. And number 4, Flo Harden, delivers the hit and breaks up the pass. That would have been a first down. Big play.
So the gamble backfires for Bowling Green. They turn it over on downs. First down, Indiana taking over at the 42. Straight ahead to the 40 for a gain of 2. Gabe Martin with the tackle of Tevin Coleman. Surprised by Bowling Green in the first quarter, going for it in their own end.
I never have. Look, you know, Dino Babers is Art Briles' disciple, and they've got a lot of confidence in what they do.
Pass swung out. Shane Wynn's first catch of the day, stopped by Rylan Ward.
And that was not only a statement of the confidence they have in their offense, but also a statement of the confidence they have in the way their defense played the first series. So we'll see if they can back it up right here, and whether Indiana's got to be able to take advantage of this field position right here and take it down for a score.
3rd and short. Didn't get much, didn't need a lot, but I'm not sure he even got the short amount that he needed. Brian Thomas, the DE, coming in to stop Coleman.
And we'll see if Indiana shows the same gumption right here and decides to go for it right away with that decision making. Look, the linebacker's attacking. There it is. A defensive lineman shedding the block. Right there, number 63, Schweiderman.
Well, Indiana 0 for 1 on 4th down. Their first game. Going to go for it, and number 2's in the game. Chris Covington as the quarterback. Stacked up, and it looks like Bowling Green is held, and they'll take over on downs. Well, Indiana brought in a different quarterback, Chris Covington.
They said they bring in an athletic quarterback to draw the attention of the defense, but watch the Bowling Green defense close from behind. Brian Sutton come off the edge, the safety, unblocked off the edge. He times it perfectly, along with the defensive end, number 43, Brian Thomas. Bowling Green's defense is flying around the football field right now, and they are fired up.
Of course, Bowling Green last year won the MAC. Had a very good defense a year ago. Did lose a few key pieces, including senior Boo Boo Gates, his first team all-conference last year. In their secondary, but their strength still is their D-line, and they held up there. So back to the Falcons. Their first play of this, their 3rd drive. Travis Green coughs it up, and Indiana gets it right back. Well, the team's trading possessions between about a 15-yard slice of the field here on the Bowling Green side. Darius Latham with the recovery.
And you see the run, D'Angelo Roberts. Hard to tell whether his knee was down or not prior to the ball coming loose. The officials ruled it a fumble on the field. We'll see if they take a look at it.
And they are indeed going to take a look, as we do.
Ruling on the field of a fumble is under further review.
44, Marcus Oliver, and 4, Flo Harden coming around to knock that out. Couldn't see anything from that angle that would be enough to overturn the call on the field, but our replay official, Stephen Beckman, taking a peek.
Kevin Wilson getting the attention of his players to come over here. Let's talk about what we're going to do next. When we do with our offenses, we're going to have the ball, right?
Yeah, you look at these two offenses. We'll take a couple of more peeks, see if we can get a better look. Green did get the knee down, or was down.
And there's Oliver coming around, ripping the ball with his right arm. You see him. Knee is down. Can't tell whether the ball is loose. Remember, this was ruled a fumble on the field.
So
that does not show whether the ball is loose or not. And so, remember, it has to be conclusive.
See if from straight on from the north end zone camera, if we can see, again, tough. The knee's down there, but you really can't tell if the ball's already coming out or not.
You see right there, still can't tell whether the ball is out or not.
This is the kind of play, David, if they had ruled it the other way, not a fumble, I don't think there'd be enough evidence to overturn it the other way either.
First down, Indiana.
Yeah, so the call's going to stand.
Stand rather than confirm.
Right.
So there was not enough video evidence to confirm that call.
Well, like I said, if they had called that not a fumble
either
on the
way,
field,
it would have standed.
I don't think they could have
way.
overturned it either way. But it gives the ball back to Indiana. 3-0 Bowling Green leading. With 4:28 to play in this first quarter. Long look to the sideline with the cards that go up to call the play. Sudfeld's pass into the arms of Wynn. Drags his defender to the goal line. He is stopped just shy of the goal line, inches away from scoring by Jude I.J. Barima.
You're going to see pressure coming right here from Bowling Green. They are attacking the line of scrimmage, man-to-man coverage across the board. They get the matchup they want with Shane Wynn. He goes inside, turns the defensive back around for a big play down the field.
32-yard gain, first and goal from inside the 1 for Indiana. Now the officials may want to look to see if he actually got in the end zone.
Ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
Well, I don't think there's any question it's a completed pass. They're going to look to see if he got into the end zone.
Yeah, they will.
Because Wynn reached with the football for the goal line, and as long as the ball breaks the plane of the goal line.
See him stick his foot in the ground, turn the defensive back around.
I think he was short. I think
I think they're checking. You're right. I think you're correct. They're checking to see whether he broke the plane and got in the end zone. The ball's just a little bit behind, but complete. Great route by Wynn. He's the guy that like one-on-one.
Well, the ruling stands on the spot inside the 1, so it's first and goal, Indiana. A 32-yard pickup for Wynn. Who last year against Bowling Green had 3 catches for 81 yards in their matchup against the Falcons in Bloomington.
If you're going to pressure, you've got to win the one-on-one matchups outside. If the defense pressures you, you got to make them pay for it.
Tevin Coleman hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped. He might have even lost about a half yard. Nate Locke, the middle linebacker, a redshirt freshman out of Canton, Ohio, with the hit.
Watch Nate Locke, number 27 right there. Shed down, boom. Bring its hips, wrap it up. And the rest of the boys are rallying to the ball.
2 tight ends. Sudfeld keeps it and he pushes it in. Now the rushing touchdown for the quarterback, Nate Sudfeld.
Put it on the hat of your offensive line to win the battle. Look at the push. Moving the line of scrimmage, creating an apex right over the ball. Gotta love it.
So a 1-yard touchdown run for Nate Sudfeld. Aaron Del Grosso on for the point after out of the hold of Eric Toth. Indiana. So the turnover costs Bowling Green. IU turns it into points. And in case you missed it, video of that touchdown now posted on the SportsCenter app. It's available on your mobile devices and tablets whenever you need it. Just 3 plays, 33 yards, and took 65 seconds to get Indiana on the board. Kind of a wacky couple of sequences there, David, with the 4th down failure, the turnovers, and then Indiana finally converted.
Well, that's something Indiana need to do. One, they're trying to create more pressure defensively and create takeaways. They get the takeaway, and then most importantly, as much as you want to create them, can the offense capitalize on them? They sure did. They came back, had a big strike to win versus blitz, beat the one-on-one coverage for a 32-yard catch to set up that touchdown. That's what good football teams do. Make people pay for their mistakes. And that's what Indiana's trying to become.
Aaron Del Grosso to kick off. Gibbons and Moore back deep for Bowling Green. The nice return. Moore to begin the football game. trying to keep it away from Moore. He kicks it out of bounds.
That will drive a coach crazy right there.
Well, tonight at 10 Eastern on ESPNU, college football primetime, presented by 5 Hour Energy. Colorado hosts number 16 Arizona State in an early Pac-12 showdown. That game also live on Watch ESPN. (7-3) Indiana. Bowling Green with 3:23 to play in this first quarter. Take over at their own 35 after El Grosso kicked it out of bounds.
Got to be impressed with both teams to come out. Feeling each other out early. The Bowling Green defense has come fired up to play, but then Indiana gets something going, take advantage of a turnover, turn into points. So
Kanapke 8 of 14 so far, 43 yards through the air. Hands off to Travis Green. Gains only about a yard to the 36. Green, last year's second team All-MAC.
he really gives Bowling Green big play ability to running back position. Was converted 2 years ago from wide receiver.
Right back to him, and the same result. Another 1 yard gain is going to bring up a 3rd and 8. That's David Cooper, number 42, who led IU last year in tackles with 85. Came in leading Indiana in tackles after game 1 with 8 against Indiana State in week 1.
Both T.J. Simmons and David Cooper were attacking the line of scrimmage right there. You want to make a move in the Big Ten, you got to be able to win the game up front.
Kanapke sacked. Back at the 34, Nick Mangieri, the first to get to him. And a 3 and out for the Bowling Green offense this time around.
And you see Mangieri coming off the edge, right? He's going to beat the tackle inside, get the arm up, and then wrap up the quarterback. James Kanapke, boy, that hand went up. He had to pull the ball back down. And the great thing about Mangieri, what he did is he kept on coming. Converted that into a sack.
Joe Davidson on to punt. Averaging 40 yards through his first 9 punts so far this year. Wynn going to let that bounce. Down at the 29-yard line. Indiana is able to convert after the fumble by Green and turn that turnover into 7 points.
And that's Wynn beating the one-on-one coverage for a 32-yard completion that set up Indiana's score.
Well, the touchdown run for Sudfeld giving IU a 7-3 lead.
First down, Indiana.
So a hold on the return, and it's going to cause IU to see their field position pushed back to begin at their own 19. But getting back to the Bowling Green side here, David, first drive of the game, they go 14 plays, settle for a 28-yard field goal. Since then, their last 3 possessions, a turnover on downs, a fumble, and now a 3 and out. Here's Sudfeld and the Hoosiers to begin this drive at their own 19. He's 5 of 6 through the air for 60 yards and has the rushing touchdown. D'Angelo Roberts now in the game as the back for Indiana. Sudfeld on first down to Stoner on the sideline. Tightropes out at the 28. Jude I.J. Barima on the coverage and pick up a 9.
You're going to see the timing between quarterback and wide receiver. That's Nick Stoner. He's a track guy, wide receiver that can run.
That left foot looked like it may have been on the sideline when he made the catch. It was a little tough to tell, but it goes as a completion, and on 2nd and 1, swung out on a first down catch and run up to the 34-yard line for Jayshun Harris, and then a flag comes out. And our referee today is Sean Smith.
The result of the plays, first down. After the play, we got dead ball, personal foul, low block, offense number 20. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Indiana.
So running back D'Angelo Roberts called for the penalty, which has been a point of emphasis this year. When you block below the knees, it is still a first down, but it's going to back him up to the 20. So the penalty assessed coming after the play. So it is a 1st and 10 for Indiana back at their own 20. Sudfeld out for Ja'Shawn Harris again, but he's quickly wrapped up at the 22 by Daryl Hunter, the cornerback. Now watch it late. Yeah, right in the middle of your screen, you see Roberts just take the knees out from the defender nowhere near the play, and that brought the flag.
Away from the ball, right? Player safety is the emphasis here.
That's a first down catch. Win to the 35. Stopped by strong safety Brian Sutton. First down, Indiana. That's a pickup of 14 for Shane Wynn. IU going fast. Sudfeld, Harris trying to use the blocking of Stoner. Wrapped up at the 41-yard line. He picks up about 5. Stopped by Gabe Martin. Just over a half minute to go in this first quarter. Fake the handoff to Coleman. Going deep, looking for Stoner. He's tied up with Hunter, and a flag flies. Boy, Hunter and Stoner were bumping all the way down this near sideline.
Hunter
got a little too aggressive down the field.
Pass interference, defense number 1. 15-yard penalty, previous spot, automatic first down.
You'll see him jostling. Got the matchup as Bowling Green brought pressure. Just enough for kind of arm barred him right there. Interfered with his ability to make a play on the football. Nice job of Sudfeld of putting touch on the ball to the speedster and Stoner.
Well, the penalty moves it to the Bowling Green 43. First down, Indiana. Handoff Coleman. Fights forward to the 36. Wrapped up by Gabe Martin. A first down run of about 7 yards there.
And that helps you offense. When you can pound the line of scrimmage on first down and pick up a chunk of yardage, boy, play caller's dream.
Could be the final play of the first quarter here. Looks like it will be as Sudfeld goes to the air and has the completed pass, and pushed out of bounds is Dominique Booth, his first catch. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. So the Sudfeld touchdown run, the only TD, is 7-3 Indiana advantage at the end of one from Bowling Green. We're just the beginning of a quadruple header here on ESPNU. When we're finished at 3:30 Eastern, Miami hosts Arkansas State. Then at 7, UL Monroe and 10th ranked LSU. And then we'll wrap it up tonight at 10. Colorado hosts number 16 Arizona State in a Pac-12 showdown early in this 2014 season. That's all ahead. And here we've got a good one through one quarter. Back Big Ten matchup. Indiana leading 7-3. Beginning the second quarter, Indiana has the first down at the 22 of Bowling Green. And Sudfeld going towards the end zone, has him wide open. Touchdown, Ja'Shawn Harris. The true freshman from Fishers, Indiana, with his first collegiate touchdown catch.
You're going to see the little switch route right here off the bubble. The corner bites to play the bubble, and he gets beat over the top by number 5. Harris.
So the first play of the second quarter, a 14-yard touchdown catch for Jay-Shun Harris. Aaron Del Grosso's point after makes it 14-3 Indiana. So Indiana has opened up a 14-3 lead here on the first play of this second quarter. The offense for Kevin Wilson with his second score of the game. And as you mentioned, Harris wound up wide open in the corner of the end zone.
Well, and you'll see why right here. They're going to run bubble here. He's going to act like he's blocking and then head up the sidelines, and they're going to clear right there. He's going to be wide open right there, and Nate Sudfeld's going to make the throw to a wide open wide receiver. Great execution. Corners are getting aggressive, trying to jump the bubble. You see him, a little hesitation. He knows he's got what they're looking for. And Nate Sudfeld doesn't miss the layup, drops it right on his wide receiver, Jay-Shun Harris.
First touchdown pass of the year for Sudfeld, whose first career start came last year against Bowling Green. Had 21 TD passes a year ago.
You know, and if you're Indiana, you're glad to see the way this game is unfolding, because one of the concerns they had coming into this game was kind of the timing of Nate Sudfeld and his wide receivers. A new group out there. The one real returner was Wynn that moved from slot to outside. And so the timing's been a little bit off. They didn't have to throw the ball much last week because how good their running game was doing when they rushed for 455 yards 2 weeks ago against Indiana State. And so to get the passing game going is something they needed to do. Get the confidence and timing down between quarterback and wide receivers. And so far, they're on track to accomplish that here today against Bowling Green.
A little bit of a breeze here today, so Richard Fan is going to hold it for Aaron Del Grosso on this kickoff. With Andre Gibbons and Ronnie Moore back deep for Bowling Green. That may bounce out of bounds again. No, right near the sideline. It's scooped up by Moore to the 24-yard line. Moore had to make a decision and runs that one back towards the 20. College football on ABC continues today. Butch Jones of Tennessee look for an upset on the road against senior quarterback Trevor Knight and number 4 ranked Oklahoma. Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. Tennessee versus OU, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. Of course, the Indiana head coach Kevin Wilson spent quite a while as an assistant under Bob Stoops. I think he went to 10 bowl games as an assistant, Kevin Wilson, while at Oklahoma. Green fights off a couple of tacklers. Brought down at the 32-yard line by TJ Simmons. What a nice first down run of about 8. Right back to Green. He'll have enough for the first down to the 35. Stopped by Darius Rayner, defensive tackle. This would seem to be an important drive, though, for Bowling Green here, David. The last 3 drives have not been all that good for the Falcons.
Well, not that good, and they haven't been on the field that long. You can't let your defense wear out against a bigger Indiana team.
Keeping it in the arms of Green, who breaks through. Midfield. Ankle tackled at the 45-yard line. That's a run of 19.
Put the hat on your offensive line right there. They see the hole, and a great move by Travis Green in a very tight space to make the safety miss and pick up good yardage.
And Chase Dutra had the tackle. Here's a catch for Roger Lewis, and another first down for the Falcons up to the IU 32.
And it all comes from establishing the run game somewhat, too. You got to have the threat of the run game to make your play-action game work.
Back on the ground, Travis Green stood up at the 30. Gains about 2. Flo Harden, among others, stopping him there.
And as much as they're, you know, in the mold of a Baylor and how much they want to throw the ball and work the perimeter, they achieve good balance running the football, too. They've got the kind of guys they're looking for in Travis Green and Fred Coppett. And they just got to get it going and keep the balance to keep their defense off the field.
Green goes in motion, leaving the empty backfield. Kanapke thrown in his direction, complete to Green, And he has a first down at the 20. When that ball left the hand of Kanapke, I thought there was a chance that Harden was going to pick that off.
Well, one thing every quarterback has to be able to do is change ball speeds. You're going to see him arc this ball over the defender, number 4, Flo Harden, right to his receiver, Travis Green, out of the backfield, out of the motion. And a great job putting touch on that football.
Very nice touch. Gain of 13. First down. Kanapke just buries it. No flag. He was not out of the tackle box. Landed at the feet of the lineman, but Gibbons kind of in the vicinity of the wide receiver.
I like the look I see in Kanapke's eyes right now. He's in the zone. A great job of throwing that ball away. Don't take the sack. Look, you're in field goal range. You can't move backwards. Know where you are on the field, the situation you're in as an offense, and a great job of burning the ball, living to play on second down and 2nd and 10 better than 2nd and 12 taking the sack. 2nd and 15.
Fred Coppin now in as the back for Bowling Green, but on 2nd and 10, Kanapke to throw and finds his target. He dropped it. Incomplete. Lewis wrapped up by Oliver right as he had the ball momentarily, but it fell incomplete.
Yeah, that ball was there again on time. He's going to throw it down and away into his receiver's body. That's a catch you got to make in this offense. Can't afford drop balls.
Great
You're
look.
throwing it, so
it's a great look from our crew. That was a great throw. Kanapke on the 9th play of this drive to the end zone. A battle off the hands of Ronnie Moore. Bowling Green sideline wanting the flag, but it's an incomplete pass.
There was some contact down there in the end zone, but I think Ronnie Moore was the one kind of bracing off. Boy, watch Kanapke throw on the run, and he's going to drop this ball on the spot, and he's got a chance to make that play. That's another play that should have been made. You get over the top, the ball, quarterback puts the ball where it should be. You got to come down and make a big play for your team. Be great, not good.
Ronnie Moore was complaining that Bennett had his left arm pinned down and having to try to make a one-armed catch there. So here comes the field goal to tip, the 37 yards for Tyler Tate, who's already connected from 28 and now does so from 37. So Bowling Green does respond with some points, and they cut the IU lead down to 14-6. Bowling Green hosting a Big Ten opponent, and the first time they've hosted a Power 5 conference opponent since 2008 when they lost here to Minnesota. You see James Kanapke, numbers today, 10 of 19, but that last drive especially, David, he was extremely sharp. Had a couple of balls that should have been caught that were dropped.
Right, so you look at the numbers, I think he was 2 of 5 on that drive, but with 2 drops he would have been 4 of 5. But the best play I think he made during that drive was on the screen that was covered. He burned the ball instead of taking a sack when they're at the 20-yard line. That sack takes him out of field goal range potentially, and he could come away with no points. So great job of, one, taking some time off the clock, of moving the football down and coming away with points when your team needs it.
Anthony Farinelli kicks off for Bowling Green and off the hands of Wynn at the 4 into the end zone. He can still down it there, but he's going to bring it out. Flag flies. He's down at the 15. Wynn could have still downed that and taken it at the 20. There is a Bowling Green player down, and also a flag needs to be sorted out as well.
During the return, illegal in the back. Receiving team number 81. Half the distance penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Indiana.
Bowling Green got away with one by that penalty. When you have a chance of a guy makes a mistake by bringing the ball out like Shane Wynn did, you got to make him pay for it. The penalty is going to put him back in that corner once again. But those are little things that when you're a team that's trying to find itself, and Bowling Green obviously returning MAC champ from last year, new coaching staff, new systems on everywhere, both sides of the ball and on special teams. Those are little things that great teams know how to do. Make people pay for their mistakes. And both these teams are trying to accomplish those things, trying to maintain some kind of status quo and get things going in the right direction. Indiana trying to become relevant in the Big Ten, you know, and Kevin Wilson's got this thing going, improving each year. They got to take a step forward and become bowl eligible this year.
Well, that's cornerback Daryl Hunter, starting cornerback, playing on special teams. That was shaken up. Nice to see him off under his own power. Well, that penalty is going to push Indiana back to begin this drive all the way at their own 2.
And this is a situation you work on all right. Coming out of your own end zone. Got to get a first down to at least give your offense a chance to punt and flip the field position. Look for a hard count right here by Indiana.
Sudfeld faked the handoff. Stoner steps out at about the 13th, so that gives him a little breathing room. And also a first down as he picked up 10. Sudfeld going deep down the near sideline for win. No flag. Nick Johnson, the cornerback, had the coverage and an incomplete pass.
And I think if you're Indiana, you feel good about your matchups outside and the speed you have on the perimeter. I think Bowling Green's respecting them. They're taking shots over the top, and that will help all phases of your offense when the defense is concerned of you taking the top off of them.
Tight end in motion, Cooper. And the handoff straight ahead, and not much there for Tevin Coleman. Montgomery and Lunsford on the tackle for Bowling Green.
Yeah, Isa Lunsford coming up right up the middle, free. Working through the offensive line, making that tackle in the backfield.
Three minutes gone in the second quarter. IU 2 of 4 so far on third down, looking at a 3rd and 9. Sudfeld finds the back, but Coleman stopped at the 19, about 5 yards from the first down by Paul Sin.
Great job of Bowling Green's defense, knowing where the first down markers were and giving them the underneath routes and timing, the rallying, making the tackle short of the first down. Smart play.
Indiana did pick up 1 first down, beginning the drive at their own 2.
Yeah, that's the most important thing when you're coming out of your own end zone. Advance the ball so you can punt it, not from your own end zone, and flip the field position a little bit. Give your defense a break.
Toth punting, Burbrink back at his own 45. High short punt. It's going to take a Bowling Green bounce and down at the 42-yard line. They didn't do a great job of flipping the field there, as Bowling Green will have great field position when we come back. Welcome back to our All-State Saturday kickoff here on ESPNU. 14-6, Indiana leading Bowling Green with just under 11 minutes to play in the first half. Well, celebrating its 10th year, sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets. All-State makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. Since 2005, All-State has contributed more than $3.4 million in scholarship funds. Well, just a 24-yard punt from Indiana, so Bowling Green will begin this drive at the 43 of IU. Best starting field position of the day for James Kanapke and the Falcons.
Now you got to take advantage of it. You know, not a good time if you're Indiana for your punter to shank one. You had a chance. The offense did their job. The punter had to do his job to help out the defense. Now the defense finds themselves on a short field.
Fred Kopp at the back. He has the carry straight ahead. And a power run up near the 36 for about 7 yards.
And Bowling Green's doing a great job in the line of scrimmage right now, getting back to their one-back power game. When you're a spread team, you got to be able to run power. Allows you double team at the point of attack and get a pulling guard out in front of your running back.
Give it right back to Koppett, but this time he is stood up by T. Gray Scales, a linebacker who came up and stopped him right about the line of scrimmage. Kanapke looking for this 3rd and 4 call to try to extend the drive. I say extend the drive. This is a portion of the field. If they don't make it here, David, we could see them go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely.
Koppett split out wide left now, empty backfield. Kanapke retreating and then just throws it away. So now we'll see what they decide on 4th down. Bobby Richardson was the one pursuing Kanapke and forced him to throw that out of bounds.
Tight coverage by Indiana defensively. Weren't going to give them an easy completion. They're going to force their quarterback, Kanapke, to make a good throw into tight coverage. Defensive line did their part too. Richardson, 3 sacks last week, 3 tackles for a loss. He's a guy that can win the one-on-one matchup for Indiana defensively.
Bowling Green failed on a 4th down earlier. They're going forward on 4th and 4 from the 36 of the Hoosiers. Play clock was at 3 and then 2, and then a timeout call. Bowling Green uses one of their 3.
Bowling Green, teams first. 30 seconds.
And it looks like the decision has been made by Dino Babers that he's going to go for it here. Is this just a situation of not being ready in time? There was a late substitution of the wide receiver package.
Yeah, for an up-tempo offense, it seems weird for you to have to wait that long and force yourself to use a timeout. But better take the timeout, get what you want. The other thing they're able to do is look to see how Indiana's going to play defensively. So it looked like they're giving you 2 high, single high. They're playing press. Are they playing off? It kind of allows you to take a still shot of the defense. Okay, this is what they're looking at to our formation. And so it may work out to their advantage.
Well, we're just the start of the quadruple header here on ESPNU. At 3:30, Miami takes on Arkansas State. Then at 7, college football primetime presented by 5 Hour Energy. UL Monroe takes on number 10 LSU. Lots of football also available on Watch ESPN. So 4th and 4. Take it off on the quarterback draw, and what a call. 1st down run for James Kanapke, stopped by Bobby Richardson. That's a gutsy call. 1st down.
Great job by Bowling Green. Take advantage of the whole playbook arsenal right here. 4th and 4. A lot of options offensively. That time, quarterback lead draw with their quarterback on 4th down. I love it.
On 4th and 4, he ran for 8 yards. An incompletion on 1st round, looking for Burbrink. You really like that call.
Yeah, I do. I like it. That distance, 4 yards, you know, it kind of gives you an offensive coordinator, you know, you can screen them, you can draw them, you know, there's a lot of things you can do. And it was a great call right there, thinking the upfield rush that Richardson's been giving them to run a quarterback lead draw. I like it.
Kanapke throws on the move and throws a strike to Ronnie Moore. We're about 3 yards to the 27.
And you're right, that was a strike. That was a fastball right on the numbers to number 5, Ronnie Moore, in tight traffic too.
So 3rd and 7.
You've already shown that you're in 4-down territory, so good decision here by Kanapke.
Complete, no, incomplete. Lewis thought he had it, but it came out, and it'll be 4th down.
And you're going to see, again, Kanapke making an accurate throw on the numbers, but a great play made by Tim Bennett, the defensive back, of staying with it. Again, that ball was there. Boy, he might be, no, that was clean. That's a good play right there. Reaching his right arm around, and again, a chance for the wide receivers to make a great play.
Tim Bennett last year led the nation with 20 pass breakups. With the wind at his back, Tate's field goal, hooks it through, 45-yarder. So 3 field goals today for Tyler Tate, makes it a 14-9 IU lead.
Time now for our conference update brought to you by Dr. Pepper. This game not doing the Big Ten any favors. Remember, Ohio State lost to Virginia Tech last week. How about a Hokie hangover? Shane Carden to Isaiah Jones. Touchdown, 21-0 East Carolina on Va Tech, guys.
Oh, Matt, thanks very much. How about that? You have a team, Virginia Tech, that won on the road at the Shoe in Columbus, and now at home really getting a battle from ECU.
Well, that Bud Foster defense is the real deal. But this just tells you again, East Carolina is for real. Shane Carden, he's a big-time quarterback. He's a dark horse Heisman candidate from a non-power conference, a group of 5. He's got some great wide receivers, length on the edges, the attack on defense, and they're shutting down the Virginia Tech offense that everyone was talking about with Michael Brewer at the helm, the transfer from Texas Tech. You know, combined with the Bud Foster defense. Boy, that's a big score right there by East Carolina.
Farinella's kick, a short one, advanced up to the 33-yard line. So Indiana with 8:44 to play in this first half, leading 14-9. They have a touchdown catch for Harris, as well as a Sudfeld touchdown run for the 2 scores for IU, and you saw the 3 field goals from Tate for the Bowling Green 9 points.
Yeah, and those 3 points are important. You know, they're not getting what they need out of them, but they're coming away with points. They're chipping away, staying active, putting points on the board. They just got to be able to finish them off with touchdowns now when they get that opportunity down there in the red zone.
Sudfeld stands strong in the pocket, gives it to the back. Roberts to the 39. 4 close to 5. The stop by cornerback Nick Johnson.
Nice job by Sudfeld again, working through his progression and knowing where his back was going to be on his check down.
Hands it off this time to Roberts. He's about close to a first down. Tackled by Charlie Walker, the defensive end. It will be a first down for Indiana.
Well, D'Angelo Roberts had over 129 yards in their opener. So it's a team to show they can run the football. I like how their offensive line is pretty tough. This PGD line's been giving them a handful, though.
Cut back by Roberts. That one stuffed. You notice the 3 cards that they put up from the sideline to call the play. Now, at least one of those is a dummy call, right? Or how does that work, Dave?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that these cards work. Some things are dead, some things are live. Concepts. The whole idea is how people learn, and a lot of young people these days, they're very visual. And so there's a teaching method there as well.
2nd and 12. Sudfeld on the move. Kicks it outside before he's brought down by Paul Sin, the outside linebacker.
Hey, Sudfeld's not the niftiest guy back there, you know. But we've seen him move in the pocket to complete the ball. We've seen him escape to extend. And now he's going to do a good job of, look, it's not there. I'm going to escape. I'm going to get what I can get, positive yards, and then get down. That's efficient quarterback play from the pocket.
3rd and 6. Ball just shy of midfield. Sudfeld looked like he wanted to tie it in Michael Cooper, but it was well out of bounds, and it's 4th down.
Bowling Green bringing pressure too. They blitzed Paul Sen and Gabe Martin to put the pressure on Sudfeld, made him throw that ball away. Dialed it up on 3rd down, and it paid dividends for Bowling Green.
Here's Eric Toth, whose last punt just went for 24 yards.
I think you heard about that going back to the sideline. Yeah. That's a long walk after you do that. Back to your special teams coach and head coach.
And another one that he shanks. Takes a Bowling Green bounce back to the 41, and that's another tough walk back to the sideline for Toth, who shanked back-to-back punts here for IU.
South Carolina. See you in a few.
A little frightening, Matt, a Hokie hangover. I'm not sure I actually do want to see that, but yeah, we do. We're looking forward to that at the half. 14-9, IU leading Bowling Green, 6:51 left. Well, Eric Toth, the punter for Indiana, this is not a new guy. I mean, Toth's been their punter the last 2 years, has averaged 40-plus yards a punt the last 2, but look what happened here. Watch that foot drag the ground. You'll see the little, what actually is what chopped up rubber tires that are in this artificial turf come up.
Looks like my golf swing coming in a little heavy.
So he followed up a 24-yard punt with a 10-yard punt. And again, he's an experienced guy, averaged over 40 yards a punt each of the last 2 years.
And we'll see what Bowling Green does here. But allowing a short field, you know, it turned into 3 points last time. And we'll see if Bowling Green can take advantage of that field position, only a 10-yard punt.
The Falcons yet to find the end zone today with 3 field goals from Tyler Tate. Kanapke has to make a decision and just unleashes it out of bounds. That was Ralph Green III and Darius Latham, hot pursuits of James Kanapke.
And you'll see Kanapke, he thought he had a shot down the seam. You'll see it coming through your screen right there. They took it away late to be able to get to his wide receiver in the flat out of that trips formation.
Got the 3 receivers there at the bottom of your screen. He hands it off to Travis Green. He bumped into his center, J.J. Beggin, and then Peeled to his right for just a yard or so.
Yeah, he kind of bounced off the line of scrimmage there too, and then Flo Harden was there to make the tackle.
That wasn't quite the Mark Sanchez rear end tackle and fumble. But
yeah, but he ran into big Ralph Green. He's 6'5", 330 pounds.
3rd and 9 across the middle, and a first down catch. Roger Lewis to the 32 of Indiana. Kenny Mullen, the linebacker, the quarterback on the coverage with the tackle, but a 26-yard pickup. Longest gain of the day for Bowling Green, 26-yarder. And a false start.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's the center, J.J. Beggin.
And you'll see the receiver down here that's going to jump. Get the false start.
Found Lewis for the gainer of 26. And back that up, playing behind the chains now with a 1st and 15. Kanapke again to Lewis. Wrapped up by TJ Simmons at the 30.
Just working a spacing concept right there against his zone defense. Great timing between quarterback and wide receiver.
They hurried up with a quick snap. Kanapke was looking across the middle to Lewis. Now it's just going to run towards the sideline and send it out of bounds. That was Nick Mangieri, number 56, going after the quarterback.
Great job staying in hot pursuit of James Kanapke. Even better job by the secondary of maintaining, staying in their coverage. It is so difficult to maintain the structure of their coverage as a secondary when a quarterback is scrambling and extending the play.
3rd and 9. They need to make it to the 21 for the first down. Kanapke to the tight end, Cooper. Are they setting up some kind of inside screen there for the tight end? What was that called, Dave?
I don't know, but that was behind the line of scrimmage, and it looked like he was going to even go to the opposite side of the field.
No, that was Jackson, actually, the wide receiver, Heath Jackson, came in second on the team in catches with 11. His first of this day.
Usually the offensive line will release, and then the receivers trying to sneak in behind them, and behind the defensive lineman in front of the offensive lineman.
47-yard attempt for Tyler Tate, who's been perfect so far and remains so. Well, he's hit from 28, 38, 45, and now 47. So each field goal has gotten progressively longer, but Tyler Tate has been up to the task and makes this a 2-point game with 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Well, the ESPN brings you college football prime time, presented by Hampton Hotels. Cody Kessler leads 9th-ranked USC against Steve Addazio in Boston College in a cross-country matchup. USC-BC tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN, and also available live on Watch ESPN.
Cody Kessler and Sark got that offense going, a little up-tempo, and a defense led by Williams, their defensive end, that's as good as anybody in the country, maybe better. He's on every NFL team's radar.
Anthony Farinella to kick off for Bowling Green with Wynn back deep, along with Roberts. And he kicked one out of bounds again. So Indiana to begin at their own 35.
Kicking team, ball be placed at the 35-yard line, first down.
And we'll see right now what Bowling Green is doing. They're going to run a stunt here, bring this guy around, a linebacker there, and looping. That's what puts the pressure on the quarterback for IU, Nate Sudfeld, and forces incompletion that got Bowling Green the ball back.
Coleman is the back for Indiana. They commits this drive at their own 35. Nice run, first down run, and more across midfield. Gabe Martin pulling down Tevin Coleman.
That's a guy that you got to get going right there. He's your horse out there. Feed him the ball. Let him get working.
Right back to work goes Tevin Coleman. Lost. I thought for a moment he lost the football.
He did. He recovered his own fumble right there.
He had a very fortunate bounce in.
Hey, some of these running backs, they need carries to get lathered up, kind of like a horse. You got to get them going, lather them up. Boy, that ball bounced right back to him. That was a close call. Tevin Coleman.
Put it right back in his hands, and that time, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's tied up there by Jaleel Crowley. So it's a 3rd and 6 upcoming. Clock running, just over 3.5 minutes left.
Yeah, Bowling Green again. See if they decide to pressure and bring the heat on Sudfeld. Worked last time on 3rd down.
Sudfeld sets up the screen and a first down catch to the 31-yard line. Stoner brought down by the free safety Denard Turner, but it picked up a 13.
You'll see what they have right here. They're going to block out on the corner right there. They've got room because of this deep safety playing those stacked receivers almost into the boundary. Going to get the offensive line out in front of them.
Right back to work, going to the end zone. Incomplete. Stoner again, the intended receiver. Errol Hunter on the coverage. Give it to D'Angelo Roberts. Undercut at the 30-yard line by Brian Sutton, the strong safety.
Brian Sutton comes up and makes a heck of a play for Bowling Green. Attacking and making a sure tackle against D'Angelo Roberts. Another 3rd down, this time a little bit longer. Expect Bowling Green to play some kind of zone, protect the sticks.
Sudfeld dumps it off. Roberts. Let's see where they mark him out. A little bit short, it appears.
They're going to be about a yard short. Again, they drop 8, rush 3. Indiana, nice timing on the screen. You'll see it's a 3-man rush as the zone droppers drop. Look, 2, 3 linemen out in front to almost clear the way for Roberts. He's a yard short. They're going to go for it.
They bring Chris Covington in at quarterback once again. They went for it on 4th down in a similar situation and brought in Covington and failed to convert.
Getting the call from the sidelines and that look offense.
Covington wanting to keep it this time, and he's tied up. Jaleel Crowley, and Bowling Green will take over on downs. Well, the look designed to go off right tackle there, David, but Covington just immediately enveloped.
Well, Indiana's trying to overload the side with the lead block, 2 lead blockers in front of the quarterback. It doesn't work because Bowling Green's defense is there attacking the numbers of Indiana.
So Indiana 0 for 2 on 4th down in this first half. And Bowling Green with 2 timeouts and 1:39 to play in the first half. Take over at their own 24. Green for just a yard. Phil Harden with the tackle for IU. Bowling Green has lost 10 straight games to Power 5 opponents, Power 5 conference opponents. The last time they beat one was Minnesota. They won 32-31 in overtime back in 07. This MAC Big Ten matchup today has been a good one. Bowling Green down 2. They've kicked 4 field goals here in this first half. The way they're just standing at the line, they don't look like they have a lot of urgency here, David. They're trying to add more points in this half.
Well, I think you gotta, as an offense, score before the half. It does so much for your football team.
Kanapke just gets rid of it in time to Lewis. Mark him out at the 35. And Jerry pushing him out with 45 seconds left. They stop the clock. They move the chains. First down.
They've got 2 timeouts left. Again, you got to come away with points right here. Give your team momentum going into the half.
Screen. Lewis dropped. A little bit of a low throw that time from Kanapke.
So that incomplete pass doesn't hurt you. In fact, it helps you. You're trying to pick up chunk yardage right now. You're not playing Indiana. You're playing the clock. Your timeouts, trying to manufacture points before the half.
Kanapke now 15 of 30 in this first half. Straight up the middle. Green might need to use a timeout here. Clock running. Surprised they're not. Well, it is third down upcoming, but
I don't like it.
You want to be a little more aggressive.
Put the pedal on the grass. Yeah, run your 2-minute offense. You're up tempo anyways. Push the ball down the field. Force them to defend you.
Somebody may have jumped. No, Indiana called a timeout with 5 seconds left.
Timeout. Indiana. Team second. 30 seconds.
Well, this is one of 3 MAC Big Ten showdowns today. Ohio State hosted Kent State today, and Miami is taking on Michigan. In the MAC won twice last weekend against the Big Ten. So it's pretty much come down to this final play of the half now, David. I don't think they have enough time to move down the field, call a timeout.
The clock, run it, let it run out, and go into halftime now.
Indiana has a touchdown run, a 1-yard touchdown run from the quarterback Sudfeld, as well as a Sudfeld TD pass at 22 yards to Harris. 4 field goals for Bowling Green. Tyler Tate, he's hit from 28, 38, 45, and 47 yards.
Yeah, you got a field goal kicker that's showed his salt in the first half.
Final play of the first half. Kanapke. Incomplete. And that takes us to the intermission. Indiana 14, Bowling Green 12. So it's a competitive game going on in this MAC Big Ten matchup from Bowling Green, Ohio. Now let's go to Matt Schick and Kevin Carter in the studio for the college football halftime report. Guys. Back to the All-State Saturday kickoff on ESPNU. Big Ten MAC from Bowling Green, Ohio. Indiana has the 2-point lead, 14-12 over Bowling Green, as the Falcons kick 4 field goals in that first half. Glad to have you back with us, along with David Diaz-Infante. I'm Mark Neely. David, both teams had chances. Both teams failed to convert a couple of times, at least one time on 4th down for Bowling Green, twice that Indiana did not convert on 4th down.
Yeah, that's really been the story of the game. Both offenses been able to move the ball, but again, Indiana not able to convert on 4th down, cost them 2 scores in the red zone. And then Bowling Green doing a nice job stopping the running attack of Indiana. And then conversely, Bowling Green offensively unable to really convert on scoring opportunities, had to settle for field goals instead of touchdowns.
Yeah, Tate is hit from 28, 38, 45, and 47 yards for Bowling Green in this game. Indiana to get the football to begin the second half. The Taco Bell game summary. As Wynn takes a knee, so Indiana to begin at their own 20-yard line. Hoosiers only 44 rushing yards in the first half. And you look at their tandem of Roberts and Coleman, you certainly expect more from that side from Indiana.
Well, they rushed for 455 yards against Indiana State. I know it's Indiana State and not Bowling Green, but I would say they're not happy with their run game either.
But 455 yards is 455 yards.
Right.
There's Coleman in the backfield. Sudfeld across the middle to win. Right there on him to cover him up is Jude I.J. Barima. Pick up a 5. Lost the snap, picks it back up. Now Sudfeld will just take off. He'll run for the first down and slide down at the 45.
Sudfeld did a nice job of that in the first half, too. Of one, taking care of the football, and two, if it's not there, getting what he can with his legs. Here comes pressure on third down.
Sudfeld high but brought down by Wynn, but immediately wrapped up by I.J. Barima. Forward progress will put him at about the 47 for a pickup of about 3 or 4.
Bowling Green has been effective applying pressure on third down. And again, the throw short of the sticks. Good job of coverage by Bowling Green.
Fakes the handoff to Coleman. Can run if he so chooses, will do so, and now he slides down at the 49 of Bowling Green. Tapped there by Nate Locke, leaving him about 3 yards from the first down. Spotted right at midfield, so it's a 3rd and 4. Stoner's the receiver up top. Trips down at the bottom of the screen. Thrown to the back, out of the backfield, and into the arms of Coleman. First down, all the way up to the 27-yard line.
Nice job of Indiana getting the matchup they wanted. They're back against middle linebacker, number 30, Paul Sen. You'll see it. He releases outside of your screen. One-on-one with the linebacker on the wheel route open.
That was a 23-yard gain, right back to Tevin Coleman, tripped up at the 20 by Brian Sutton. There is a Bowling Green player down. That's Jaleel Crowley, the redshirt sophomore defensive tackle out of Cincinnati. Crowley being attended to. Crowley out of Princeton High School in Cincinnati. Walking a little gingerly with that right leg.
You're going to see right here, they get the matchup they want on third down. They're going to clear inside with their wide receiver, and then watch what they're going to do with Coleman out of the backfield. They're going to isolate the linebacker, Sen, right here against their running back Coleman, out of the backfield and up the sideline. They're playing man free. Linebackers got him. They try to run a little rub route, force the linebacker to avoid him. Opens up Coleman for the third down conversion.
That was a 23-yard gain. 2nd down and 2. Indiana at the 20 of Bowling Green on this, the first possession of the second half. The pitch to Coleman, running to the short side of the field, but that's well read. It was Gus Schwieterman, number 63, the tackle for Bowling Green.
That was Kendall Montgomery, too, setting the edge of the defense. Allowed Schwieterman to make that tackle in that play. Good hustle by the defensive tackle, making that play to the sidelines.
Sudfeld to the receiver, Jayshun Harris. They needed 4 yards and maybe get 1. Taylor Royster, the nose guard, was there to make the tackle. He'll 4th and 4. Indiana was 0 for 2 on 4th down in the first half. We talked about that just a few moments ago. What are they going to elect to do here? Now they're going to attempt a field goal.
Want to come away with points. Bowling Green all over that middle screen to the wide receiver.
So Aaron Del Grosso out of the hold of Eric Toth. And a 39-yard attempt. The redshirt freshman out of Hobart, Indiana. And he went wide right. So Del Grosso now 0 for 2 in field goal attempts this year. Misses his first opportunity of today. Like fall here in northern Ohio. A temperature about 60. A little bit of sun, some clouds, a little breeze. But a good football game between the Big Ten and the MAC. 14-12. Indiana still leading by 2 after the 39-yard field goal missed by Del Grosso. An 8-play drive for the Hoosiers. They come up empty, and now James Kanapke back onto the field for Bowling Green. 15 at 31, 113 yards. Coppett. Fred Coppett turning that right corner up to the 25. Coppett's an interesting guy. He's a sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, St. Thomas Aquinas High School. Indiana recruited him and offered him, according to their head coach, Kevin Wilson. And he decided to come to Bowling Green.
Well, let's give a little credit to Dave Clausen. He left this program in a better place as he took the job at Wake Forest.
Pump fake, Kanapke. Roger Lewis dropped it, which may not have been a bad thing, because he had heat coming right down on him. It does bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Well, I tell you what, Bowling Green was taking a shot right there, had a little bubble and go on, but Indiana's defense was there. So Kanapke had to try and hit his wide receiver, just sat down outside on the line of scrimmage.
Kanapke to Lewis. And he's gang tackled by Cooper and others and was held a little bit shy of the first down. The forward progress to about the, well, they're going to give it to him with the forward progress to the 32. I was going to say he looked about a half-yard short.
Yeah, that was a tough catch in a tight window, knowing you're going to take a hit by David Cooper.
Put it on the ground. Coppett, who makes a spin move, bounces again off a tackler. Up to the 36. Antonio Allen, the free safety, number 40, came up, put on that last hit. Coppett's feeling it.
Yeah, I see Coppett's going to take that inside zone, head up inside. He's going to come off the spin, and there's number 40, Antonio Allen, coming up and laying a lick.
Kanapke to the sideline, incomplete. Oh, they're going to say Burbrink caught that ball at the 47.
You'll see Burbrink lay out.
But is he out of bounds?
Knee is down there, makes a catch. I think he made the catch. Doesn't matter, they snapped the ball.
Quickly get the playoff, which is par for the course, really, for both these teams. A green run for a few yards, a flag down, and an Indiana player slow to get up as well. And that's Nick Mangier, and Indiana fans do not want to see that.
Now, he's a 6'5", 260-pound hybrid player that plays his hand down the dirt and drop into coverage for you.
Legal substitution, defense, 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. We put the first down.
That's what happens when you start to rotate players in against a fast, up-tempo team.
Mangieri up on his own.
Good to see that.
Yes.
He's got a good skill set.
Not only one of the better players on that Hoosier defense, but one of their vocal leaders as well. So the penalty will push it into Indiana territory. Bowling Green at the 48 of the Hoosiers with a first down. A first down, and he's going deep. For Lewis, incomplete. Tim Bennett on the coverage. Well, you had a 1st and 5 call there, so why not take a shot?
Well, and you'll see him taking the shot down the field. Good coverage by number 24, Tim Bennett.
Kanapke again, he's out of bounds. Strong throw, but incomplete. And wide receiver Heath Jackson.
Jackson tried to make a sideline acrobatic catch again.
Great effort.
Out of bounds, though. Got to give your receiver a chance to make that play as a quarterback. Keep that ball in bounds. Had plenty of time to make an accurate throw.
So they had a 1st and 5. Now it's 3rd and 5, deflected, and it finds the arms of Garrett Dieter. What a break for Bowling Green, and a 1st down for the Falcons. That could have easily gone the other way.
Things are going your way as Bowling Green works some substitution in. Official setting the ball. Tip drill.
And David Cooper tipped it. Went in the arms of Dieter. They keep it on the ground on 1st down. Run for Coppett. Banged up earlier on this drive after a hit, but right back in there. Bowling Green has never led in this game. I take that back. They did have the first possession and a field goal. They're out much. They may take their first lead here. Diving into the end zone. A touchdown for Ronnie Moore. 40-yard TD. And Bowling Green indeed does reclaim the lead for the first time since the first quarter. And they find the end zone for the first time today, David.
Tim Bennett, the corner, missed the tackle, and Ronnie Moore makes him pay for it. You see, he's got him open, playing from behind, misses the tackle, doesn't break down, and Ronnie Moore takes him for 6.
Tyler Tate's extra point, 19-14, Bowling Green. He has the speed. Moore explodes into the end zone to give Bowling Green the edge.
Thank you for your support.
9th career touchdown catch for Bowling Green's Ronnie Moore. In 19-14, the Falcons lead. Bowling Green took an early lead, 3-0 on a field goal on their first possession, but had trailed since Sudfeld's touchdown run late in the first quarter for IU. And in case you missed it, video of that touchdown for Moore, it's now posted on the SportsCenter app and available on your mobile devices and tablets whenever you need it. 11-play drive. Anthony Farinella, the junior out of Woodbridge, Illinois, and he kicks the onside kick, but Indiana is there and alert and recovers. Well, how about that call?
Hey, I like it. You're going for the jugular if you're Bowling Green. That is a gutsy call. Took me by surprise, but good for Indiana. Their special teams was ready.
Dominique Booth, who's a wide receiver with the hands, he didn't look the other way and release early. He was there and recovered and even returned it a few yards. So an onside kick attempt for Bowling Green. But Indiana begins this drive at the 42 of the Falcons.
Here comes pressure. We'll see if they check out of it. Indiana in their look offense. Sudfeld trying to get the call from the sidelines.
The venture guard from
see if Bowling Green checks back out of their blitz and bluffs.
Unlimited double mile.
They do.
A quick strike to the 28-yard line. That is a completed pass to Michael Cooper, the tight end. The pickup of 14. Coleman, just a yard. We'll go back to the onside kick call. You like the call. They didn't convert it, but wow, what a call from Dino Babers and Bowling Green.
Well, it says two things. One, he's willing to take a risk and try to create some more momentum for his team, but also speaks volumes about how he feels about the way his defense is playing right now. Having the confidence to know if it doesn't work out, they can put him on short field, and that says a lot about what he thinks about his defense, Dino Babers.
Well, that's redshirt senior Gabe Martin, who's down for Bowling Green, one of their linebackers. And concern from the head coach Dino Babers for his senior Martin, who tore his ACL in their game against Toledo last year, and really still recovering from that ACL injury. I mean, not 100% by far, and we even asked Dino Babers about that yesterday, and he said, he's good enough to play, but he's not 100%.
He's an explosive player. He's played a lot of football for Bowling Green. He's a great blitzer, can play coverage, plays a run. And that's got to be concerning to Dino Babers. Great sitting down talking with him yesterday.
Oh, well, it was a lot of fun.
Great background of football, been around a bunch of coaches, not just Art Briles, but in a lot of different systems. And what they've been able to put together here, what they put together at Eastern Illinois, certainly been effective.
Coleman the back for IU. He has 15 carries for 36 yards. So an average of 2.4 per carry at this point. And he's going to pick up on that number inside the 15. 5, touchdown. Well, Coleman had a 73-yard touchdown run in their win over Indiana State 2 weeks ago. He gallops in to give Indiana the lead right back.
Okay, you're going to see the run. Watch the offensive tackle take the defensive end out, and the guard climbs and seals the second level there. And that's all Tevin Coleman needs before he splits the safeties. Is gone.
28-yard touchdown run. That's now 11 consecutive games for Coleman with a rushing touchdown. That's just one shy of the IU record. Anthony Thompson back in the 88 and 89 seasons had 12 consecutive games with a rushing touchdown to set the IU school record. And the point after makes this a 21-19 lead for the Hoosiers. Well, tonight at 10 on ESPNU, college football primetime presented by 5 Hour Energy. Colorado hosts number 16 Arizona State in an early season Pac-12 showdown. You can also find that live on Watch ESPN.
Arizona State's got that thing going. Todd Graham has it going as well. Taylor Kelly, one of the most underappreciated quarterbacks in the country, I think. With all the star power the Pac-12 has, he's a guy that just wins football. He's athletic, he's accurate. They've got an attacking style of defense, and you better watch out for Arizona State. They're a force to be reckoned with within the Pac-12.
You saw Coleman, who had 15 carries prior to that TD run for 36 yards, and then knocks off a 28-yard touchdown run. So it's 11 consecutive games with a TD, one shy of equaling the school record set by Anthony Thompson back in the late 80s. So Indiana needs just 3 plays on that last drive. Capped off by the 28-yard touchdown run for Coleman. And the ball blows off the tee once again. Del Grosso may need a holder.
Boy, it's interesting. It doesn't seem like the wind is blowing that hard down there. Got a faulty tee, maybe. Check that thing out.
Blowing out of the north. Gibbons back deep along with Moore for the Falcons. Moore fumbles it at the 5, picks it up, and then gets hit at the 8. Well, special teams have been a bit of an adventure for both schools today, David.
Absolutely. And it hasn't been in a positive light. This thing, boy, you have a chance to gain some yardage. I mean, that happens right there. Now Indiana, after a big play by Tevin Coleman, 20-yard touchdown. Now they got a chance to see if they can pin this Bowling Green offense down its own territory.
Whereas Bowling Green failed on an onside kick, so Indiana started that last drive at the Bowling Green 42.
Yeah, short field, right? Took the chance, took the gamble.
But now a long field here for Bowling Green, beginning at their own 9. Try to get a little breathing room on the ground. Travis Green for 2. Stopped by Bobby Richardson, big defensive end. He led all of Indiana's defensive linemen in tackles last year with 39. Had 3 sacks in their first game against Indiana State. Roger Lewis. It's a good block for Burbrink to spring him beyond the 20 to the 22 and a first down. Tackled by TJ Simmons.
You'll see Lewis right there. Fake out. Great block by Burbrink. Like you said, to free up his partner at wide receiver.
Kadapke with time. Dangerous, intercepted. Picked off Nick Mangieri. Well, last year he had his first career interception, and it came against Bowling Green. And he picks one off again this year against the Falcons.
Nick Mangieri, watch, he's going to get depth, right? They're going to run some switch routes. He's going to come inside the wide receiver. He's going to come here and work a comeback. Watch the depth that Mangieri's going to get in his drop to make that INT. Still working back. There he is. Makes the interception. Big play by Indiana's defense and Nick Mangieri.
So Indiana will try to take advantage of the first Bowling Green turnover today. Ball at the Falcons 29. Sudfeld wants to throw to the end zone for win. Incomplete. You like that though, don't you? You get a big play or a turnover, go right for the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Go in for the kill. Taking the shot over the top off of play action. Nice job of Bowling Green being in position.
Sudfeld going the other direction, and the receiver cut off the route. Stoner did. Had he kept on running, he had a chance to pick up 6 himself there, but did not happen.
Now you find yourself in 3rd down, 3rd and 10 after 2 incompletions. One, you take the shot. The second one, a little miscommunication between quarterback and wide receiver.
Sudfeld to the back, Coleman. He's going to be 5 yards from the first down. Tackled by Daryl Hunter. They were also bringing the wide receiver bunt over. He looked like Sudfeld had 2 guys almost in the same vicinity of that pass.
Well, they're working a double screen on both sides as well. I like the call. You're going to see the wide receiver come back down. Looks like he thought the ball was to him, but instead it goes to Coleman. But again, I think this is 4-down territory for him, so I like that call. Pick up a chunk of yardage. Make your 4th down attempt much more manageable.
That is Daryl Hunter, redshirt junior cornerback out of West Palm Beach.
And if you're a play caller, boy, it gives you a lot more options. If you know beforehand, hey, we're going to go for it.
Working on the right arm of Hunter.
So they're checking out his elbow. Boy,
he's one of their starting cornerbacks, Hunter. There's still Grosso, who missed a field goal attempt. 39 yards on Indiana's first possession of this second half.
If I'm Indiana, I'm going for it. I'm not putting the hands of my kicker right now. Your offense is rolling a little bit, you know, you feel like you got some tempo going.
It'd be about a 42-yard attempt.
Yeah. Into the wind.
Right, which is a factor. So they're going to go for it on 4th down and 7. You can make it to the 19 to extend the drive.
1-on-1 up there. Bowling Green showing pressure. Soft coverage across the board.
Sudfeld. Incomplete, and Indiana now 0 for 3 on 4th down today. Gabe Martin had the coverage for Bowling Green. So Bowling Green will take over on downs when we return. So Indiana turns it over on downs. Nate Sudfeld had a few choices on that 4th down play. What'd you see, David?
Yeah, I tell you what, well, they're going to have 5-man protection right there. Bowling Green's going to bring 6 blitzers, and then they're going to isolate their linebacker. They're going to have one-on-one with their wide receiver. They try to run a rub outside with their wide receiver. The only problem is they have a man free up the middle that forces an early throw, so they don't have time to let it develop, and the rub's not there.
So Indiana can't take advantage of the Mangieri interception. There's a pass completion out to Ronnie Moore at the 30. Brought down by Flo Harden. That interception thrown by Kanapke is first of the game. Bowling Green has turned it over actually twice. There was a Green fumble earlier in the game. Here's the pitch to Green running right. First down all the way up near the 39-yard line. Allen and Mangieri helping out on the tackle. With the tempo right back to the line for the Falcons. From under center, the pitch again to Green, but this one well read by the Indiana defense. T. Gray Scales as well as Sean Heffron, the defensive end, there to stop Green for no gain. In fact, lost a yard. Kanapke to the sideline, underthrown, incomplete. Looking for Roger Lewis at the 47.
You didn't see that throw.
He's out of bounds.
By Kanapke. Wide receiver's out of bounds anyways, doesn't matter.
3rd and 11. Kanapke going deep, going into double coverage. Where is the flag? It comes late. Heath Jackson, the intended receiver, was bumped.
Yeah, you've got to make that call. That was PI all the way. Nice job by Heath Jackson of making sure the official saw it, adding just a little drama to it.
Pass interference, defense number 17, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
And you'll see Michael Hunter, number 17, one-on-one coverage. Receiver gets inside leverage. He's going to grab onto him right there. And what they do is that's a pass interference all the way, trying to use his receiver's body to accelerate himself forward to make up for the lost ground and try and interfere with the ball.
You could keep that video and show it to officials to show what a 100% definite pass interference is. No doubt about that one.
Timeout. Bowling Green, teams first.
So the Falcons use their first timeout of the half. Well, we have a moment. Let's check in with the studio and say hey to Matt Schick again, Matt.
Hello, fellas. Let's show you what's going on in Columbia, Missouri. Matty Mauk continues to light it up. 4th touchdown pass of the day. This one to Bud Sasser. In 7 career starts, 22 touchdowns, 5 picks for Mauk, guys.
Well, Indiana is playing at Mizzou next week. This is an important game for Kevin Wilson and the Hoosiers. We talked about how they've improved in each of his first 3 years, from 1 win in 2011 to 4-12. Last year, 5. Fell a game short of being bowl eligible. No doubt the goal is at least 6 wins and making it to a bowl game. If they were to lose this game to Bowling Green, that would really put more heat on them, especially in conference play, to reach 6 wins.
Yeah, if you want to be bowl eligible, we were going through the schedule. It's a game you got to win. It's a game you should win. If you're making the strides that you think you are as a program in context of the Big Ten.
Indiana again at Mizzou next week, and then they have conference play beginning after that, hosting Maryland. A strike to Lewis. First down to the 31 of IU. Gain of 16.
You know what's interesting too is this is an argument between Power 5 and Group of 5 teams. The best of the
catch. Lewis down on making that catch at the 27, 26.
The best of the non-power, the Group of 5. You know, which Bowling Green, defending MAC champs, you'd have to put them in that category. These are the teams people say can beat the lower mid-tier Power 5 teams.
Kanapke across to the far side of the field finds Heath Jackson. Another first down. Tackled there by Michael Hunter. Gain of 10.
And remember, this is a first-year coaching staff implementing their system. And certainly Dino Babers has done this before in his first 2 seasons at Eastern Illinois. They won conference championships.
We're in the FCS playoffs, made it to the semifinals last year. Of course, with great quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, he turned out to be pretty good.
Who's now backing up Tom Brady in New England. Handoff, Green! Hit hard at the 8, which is right near another first down.
Travis Green, for a converted wide receiver, he's a north and south runner. Watch him follow his blockers. Efficient style, not wasting any movement. Saw the crease, and he just kept hitting it.
Antonio Allen who came up to make that hit, but it was a 10-yard gain, and it's first and goal at the IU 7. More Green. He's to about the 5. 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Indiana leading by 2. Green, touchdown! Travis Green, and it's Bowling Green in front. Fourth rushing touchdown of the year for the junior.
Give credit to that offensive line. Watch them. We got movement by Indiana's defense, and that creates a natural seam for Travis Green that doesn't waste any motion once again, north and south to the end zone for 6.
Tyler Tate has had a perfect day kicking for Bowling Green as the Falcons use a 10-play drive that ate up 75 yards in a little over 2.5 minutes, culminated in a 5-yard touchdown run for Travis Green, and it's 26-21 Bowling Green. Keep in mind, Bowling Green has not beaten a Power 5 conference opponent since beating Minnesota in 2007, 32-31 in overtime. They had lost 10 straight to Power 5 opponents coming into this game. Mac won a couple of games against the Big Ten last week. They have 3 chances this week. Things not going great right now for Kent State and Ohio State, but you have Miami and Michigan. And of course, right here, the MAC team, Bowling Green with the lead over the Big Ten's Indiana Hoosiers with 3:47 left in the third quarter. Anthony Farinella kicks off. And into the end zone, and out it will come to the 20. Our third lead change of this game. Right now, Bowling Green in front here. Nice crowd at Doyd Perry Stadium. It's turned out to be a pretty nice day. A bit of rain overnight. A little cool and windy this morning. Very fall-like.
Winter-like if you come from Phoenix.
Yeah, for you.
There's a little chill in the air.
Living in the desert, it can get a little cool at night out there, but yeah, not like this.
Just a little early.
Coleman the back for Indiana. The catch by Stoner. To the 34, brought down by Jude I.J. Barima. Win. Ankle tackled, but has the first down across the 35. Wrapped up by cornerback Nick Johnson, who's a freshman out of Canton, Ohio. Both these teams like to play fast. Indiana, first down at their own 39. Looking for Wynn. A flag. Well, that ball did not look catchable. Nick Johnson on the coverage. The officials are They're saying pass interference. The ball was definitely way over the head of Wynn.
Pass interference, defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
Yeah, you'll see Nick Johnson, and you'll see Wynn. Wynn's actually going to kind of bump into him. He's a smaller person, just kind of ricochets off out of bounds. So it looks like it was Nick Johnson that initiated the contact, but in fact, it was Shane Wynn.
So first down for Indiana at the 46 of Bowling Green. Coleman still on his feet and is going to go. Touchdown, Indiana. Well, Coleman earlier in the half had a 28-yard touchdown run. This time he adds on a 46-yard TD run. How many tackles did he break or avoid?
And you're going to see Coleman again. Defense is going to lose contain. The safety's late getting there. That's all Tevin Coleman needs. He's going to make a tackle. He's got the speed to get home in a hurry.
Well, a second look, I guess he only alluded two, but it seemed like more with the moves he was making to keep himself on his feet and get down the sideline into the end zone. Jude I.J. Barima had the best chance at him, but couldn't come up with him, and Del Grosso knocks through the extra point, and it's Indiana by 2 with 2:51 left in the third. DDI, we still got a ton of football to play in this game.
We got a game. I love it. Both these teams are going at it. Sense of urgency is there. Both teams trying to capitalize on mistakes by the other team. Again, that third down penalty crucial, but what IU did, Indiana, was gave the ball to their horse, Tevin Coleman. And he's able to break a big run for a touchdown to give him the lead right now in the third quarter.
Our fourth lead change today. 28-26 Indiana. Didn't take long, under a minute on that drive. Indiana's Aaron Del Grosso. Kickoff with Givens and Moore back deep for Bowling Green. Not going to mess around with the breeze, just going to go right to holding it. Moore comes up to take it at the 9. Hit and knocked back at the 22-yard line. Well, now let's see how the Falcons respond. Been back and forth. You know, we had a chance to chat yesterday with Dino Babers and his staff here at Bowling Green. He said, you know, early in the game, it's going to be a chess match. What do they do? What do we do? This chess match is kind of, I think, going on longer than we anticipated. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has. It's kind of a tale of two halves. Looks like both offenses getting it together here in the second half, taking advantage of opportunities and cashing in with some touchdowns. So it was interesting. But give some credit to both these teams of sticking to it and creating some explosive plays.
Burbrink in motion. Kanapke almost intercepted at the 31-yard line by David Cooper. Well, they've picked off one today. Mangieri did earlier in the half, but there have been a few others just like this that Indiana could have picked.
Watch big Ralph Green in the middle, a 6'5", 330-pounder come through. Green, that's a big man in the middle, getting that man-sized paw up in the air, too.
Cooper unable to come up with the pick off the deflection. 2nd and 10. Quick strike and turn by Lewis. Tumbles down at the 35, but it's a first down for the Falcons. Antonio Allen, the free safety, came up to make the stop. Kanapke right back to Roger Lewis to the 41-yard line. Tackled there by linebacker Tigre Scales. He goes for 6 yards.
Indiana playing drop 8 right there on first down, and Kanapke just playing pitch and catch with his wide receiver.
Kanapke sets up that little wide receiver screen to Heath Jackson. And a late flag. TJ Simmons came over to apply that hit. Where they spot him, he's close to a first down, but the penalty looks like it'll take care of that.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
You'll see number 2, TJ Simmons, come over there, clearly out of bounds. That's just not a very smart play. You don't need to give him any more free yards. We'll move in to Indiana territory now.
Kanapke. That time to Ronnie Moore. Ankle tackled by Tim Bennett. And Moore slow to get up. Moore, who has a touchdown catch today, helped up and being helped off the field. While we have a moment, let's check in with Matt Schick in the studio. Matt.
All right, thanks, guys. Oregon hosting Wyoming. They were down 7-0 after the first quarter. Each of the last 4 times they were shut out in the first quarter, they've lost. Marcus Mariota, though, gets them on the board first place. Second quarter, they're tied at 7.
Wow. Had Oregon down 7-0. Wyoming almost lost to what, Montana to begin the season?
Yeah, they ended up beating Air Force.
Yep, came back to win last week.
Of course, Craig Bull, new head coach at Wyoming, leaving North Dakota State after 3 consecutive national championships.
Timeout. Indiana. Teams first. 30 seconds.
Of course, game day was back in Fargo for the 2nd straight year.
What a scene that was, too.
Oh, man, they were jammed in there.
That place was rocking.
I think they had about twice as many people this year as they did last year. Well, we're just getting things going here on ESPNU. Our coverage of college football continues at 3:30 Eastern. Miami, the Canes, hosting Arkansas State. Then at 7, college football primetime presented by 5 Hour Energy. UL Monroe travels to Tiger Stadium and battles 10th-ranked LSU. You can also see both games live on Watch ESPN. We still have a lot of football to play here in Bowling Green, Ohio in this MAC Big Ten matchup. 28-26 Indiana. Moore having that right leg looked at over on the Bowling Green sideline. Kanapke looking for Lewis, who made an adjustment late, incomplete, and a late flag. Richard Fant with the coverage, never looked back, and Lewis made the adjustment. The contact happened.
Yeah, you're right. Great job of Roger Lewis again to come back, try and make an attempt on the ball.
Defense, number 16. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Yeah, watch this. Look, they're going down the field. Nice move to get free and get vertical to stack on top of the defensive back, then come back to make an attempt on the ball. Again, had no chance to cover it.
Seventh penalty against the Hoosiers, over 100 yards. Kanapke able to get by one tackler. He's to the 15, so he turned that into positive yardage, a gain of 5 before being tackled by Darius Rayner. Initially, Chase Dutre had a chance to get him in the backfield. Kanapke again to the end zone. Lewis, more contact, but no flag this time. The coverage of Tim Bennett.
That very well could have been another PI. You'll see Lewis coming down. There's Conte. You got to call that. He's all over it.
Defense, number 17. Line in neutral zone. 5-yard penalty results in the first down.
Well, they did call a penalty, not the one you were referring to, but they called Michael Hunter, the cornerback, lining up in the neutral zone. So a 5-yard penalty makes it a first down. Should be a first and goal here for Bowling Green. Coppett lowers his head across the 10 down near the 8, upended by Marcus Oliver. Coppett, who goes by the nickname Box. If you ask the Bowling Green players and coaches about Fred, you may get a weird look because that Fred Coppett is Box.
Gotta love nicknames. They're given to you. You can't make up your own nickname.
No.
Someone's got to give it to you.
Going to reset the play clock yet. The quarter may be about to come to an end, however, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to let it run down and move to the other end of the field. End of 3 quarters at Bowling Green, and a 2-point game between the Big Ten and the MAC.
ESPN is your home of the new college football playoff.
Bowling Green State. Here's the handoff, and Tevin finds a hole on the left side. Pops through, down to the 10, down to the 5. Touchdown, Indiana. And Nate Sudfeld takes the snap and hands it to Tevin. Coleman finds a hole left side, spins through, breaks a tackle, and he's going to go. Tevin Coleman to the end zone, touchdown.
It's Don Fisher, who's been the voice of the Hoosiers for the last 42 years, calling the 2 Coleman TD runs. If you take a look at our Taco Bell game track, Indiana and Bowling Green each with a couple of touchdowns in that 3rd quarter, but now we head to the 4th, 28-26 IU leading, but Bowling Green with an opportunity in the red zone now as we begin the 4th quarter. Great to have you with us. This Big Ten MAC matchup, a MAC team trying to beat a Big Ten team for the 3rd time this year, along with David Diaz and Fonte and our fine ESPN crew. I'm Mark Neely. Glad you could join us on this September Saturday. It is a 2nd and goal for Bowling Green at the Indiana 9. Well, it looked like they called the quarterback draw, which had had some success a time or two today, David, but that time, no, it loses a yard.
Yeah, Indiana was all over that. Defensive coordinator Brian Knorr calling some line stunts up front. Weren't going to fall for that again, especially down the red zone. That's where you got to run your antennas up and be aware of what they like to do and when they like to do it.
And at their own 23, a 3rd down here. They're 5 of 13 on 3rd down today. Kanapke pump fakes, fires to the end zone. Caught at the 1 and out of bounds there. Going to bring up a 4th and goal after the catch by Heath Jackson. All right, Coach.
You're going to see pressure coming from Indiana. Cross dog up the middle. The offensive line and running back picks it up just to give Kanapke enough time to complete that ball.
And they're going for it on 4th and goal. Did he get in? No signal. Yes, touchdown. A gutsy call. A field goal, a successful field goal would have given them back the lead, but they go for it on 4th and goal from the 1.
And that is sheer 2nd effort. Watch, they're stopped. He is stopped. But watch, he doesn't give up. And then the big heavies come and start pushing on the pile. Fred Coppett showing heart and soul, not giving up.
Well, head coach Dino Babers has been aggressive. And here in a situation with the lead at 4, he wants to make it a 6-point lead. Going to go for 2, but he wants a timeout first. So they're going to use one of their last 2 timeouts. He saw something as they lined up out there he did not like.
Bowling Green, team 2nd. 30 seconds.
First off, let's go back to the call. 4th and goal from the 1, where a field goal gives you a 1-point lead. But Dino Babers has shown us he's not afraid to take some chances.
No, not at all. There was no hesitation there. They had that ball up and ready to be snapped. Watch, you're going to see the blitz pickup right there. The pump fake by Kanafke. The offensive line running back there to pick it up just long enough for him to make the completion right at the 1 yard line. And watch how quickly they get to the ball.
I'll tell you what. How could you have ever used any kind of replay to see if he actually got in or not? His forward progress may have been stopped, but nonetheless, he was signaled in. Now they're going for 2. Kanafke incomplete. And the failed 2-point conversion appearing like they were going for Ronnie Moore. So we played not quite a minute of this fourth quarter, and it's Bowling Green 32, Indiana 28. Well, each team has gone for it on 4th down 3 times today. IU 0 of 3 on 4th down. Bowling Green now 2 of 3 on 4th down, making it on 4th and goal from the 1 on the last drive. Failed on the 2-point conversion, but lead it by 4 inside the first minute of this fourth quarter. Anthony Farinelli kicks off for Bowling Green with Wynn and Roberts back deep. And a short end-over-end kick to the 26-yard line. Run up to the 38. Let's check in with the studio once again. Hey, Matt.
Mark, yeah, we're getting ready for Miami and Arkansas State. There, the Canes coming out of the tunnel just a half hour away. Next on ESPNU, both teams looking for their 2nd win of the season. Sun Life Stadium is the site. We'll see you there. Half hour, guys.
All right, man, we'll head everybody in that direction here soon. Look at some of our news and notes, including only out for Arkansas State with a shoulder injury for the Canes. This is Coleman. Had a couple of long TD runs today. He forces his way forward up to the 47, where he's stopped by Ryland Ward and Taylor Royster. Coleman over 100 yards rushing, so his 6th career 100-yard rushing game. 4th straight. In fact, he came in with back-to-back 200-plus yard rushing games. The final game of last year and the first this year against Indiana State. So he has time to extend that. Here's Jay-Sean Harris. IU marching up the field. They're into Bowling Green territory and have a first down at the 44.
And so play action fake inside and get the ball out to Harris.
Sudfeld throwing on first down, reaching down to get that win, and runs out of bounds at the 31. First down, Indiana.
You see Indiana taking advantage of the soft coverage by Bowling Green. Instead of continually trying to go out the top, now they're working the outs, the hitches, quick throws outside, timing throws for their quarterback.
Handoff Coleman. A stiff arm, he's down the sideline, and Coleman has done it again. His 3rd touchdown run of the game, this one for 31 yards. What a half for Coleman. TD runs of 28, 46, and now 31 yards. Indiana made that drive look easy, Dave.
Oh boy, Tevin Coleman makes it look easy. Watch his ability to hit the hole here. Keep it tight, away from the defensive end closing, the stiff arm, and once he gets the outside, great combination of north and south running with some power and the speed to break away.
Point after for Del Grosso out of the hold of Toth. Back and forth we go, and now a little extra pushing after the play, but Coleman's 3rd touchdown run of the half, and it's 35-32 Hoosiers. Welcome back to Ohio, the MAC and the Big Ten squaring off. It's been a big second half for the running back for Indiana, Tevin Coleman. 3 long TD runs.
Yeah, he's got things going. They're starting to get their horse lathered up in the second half. Offensive line doing their job, and Tevin Coleman knows exactly what to do when he sees a crease. You see the north-south running, the vision, and his ability to break tackles, not with the stiff arm. Hard guy to leg tackle, as you see right here. He's going to head up the middle, another stiff arm, and once he gets to the outside, he's got the speed to get to the end zone. 19 carries for 153 yards in the game so far.
In the second half alone, though, 7 carries for 119 yards and all 3 of his touchdowns. So Indiana to kick it away with still 12:52 to go, and I'm going to say it again. Well, I'm going to say that the ball fell off the tee again because of the wind, and it's going to need another holder, but we still have a ton of football to play here.
Absolutely. Tevin Coleman, he's a guy that he makes explosive plays. I mean, he's got a history of it. Last year, I mean, he had 11 runs of 30 yards or more, 9 of 40 yards or more, 6 of 50 yards or more, and 4 of 60 yards or more. And that's big time.
He's electric. He's a guy you certainly project to be playing in the NFL at some point, don't you?
Yeah, the scouts love him.
Del Grosso's kick. Moore going to take a knee. 5 lead changes so far, and now Bowling Green takes back over, trailing by 3. And the last time Bowling Green beat an opponent from a Power 5 conference was back in 2007. They beat Minnesota 32-31 in overtime. They are hosting a Power 5 opponent here at home for the first time since 2008. They hosted Minnesota that day but lost 42-17. James Kanapke, 30 of 52 with a touchdown. Green had some moves of his own, wrapped up at the 34-yard line by TJ Simmons.
Well, that's about the 3rd time today, too, that Green has made someone miss in a small area at the line of scrimmage.
Gained 9, 2nd and 1, back to him, 1st down. Boy, makes a move to get by 2, then 3. It takes the 4th IU defender to finally bring him down, that being David Cooper. Showing some moves.
Yeah, he's not going to let Tevin Coleman steal the show, not in his own turf. You see him pop. Oh, boy, they're going to stick that foot in the ground.
That was a 15-yard gain, 1st down at the 48. Why not give it to him again? He carries the pile all the way to the 46. Nick Mangieri, one of those in that pile for IU to make the tackle. It's a pretty good back as well, Travis Green. He's a redshirt junior out of Carroll City, Florida. Averaged 6.1 yards per carry a year ago. He has a 1st down to the 41 of Indiana, wrapped up by Flo Harden.
And remember, he's a converted wide receiver. Former head coach Dave Clawson moved to running back to give them some big playability, and he stayed there. He's only, he's 5'10", 180 pounds, and he's pretty physical inside the tackles for a converted wide receiver.
Coppin in there now as the back. A completion to Heath Jackson, tumbling to make the catch at the 36. Ohio State has beaten Kent State, so our first final from a MAC Big Ten game today. It goes the Big Ten way. Not a big surprise there. Ohio State winning, going deep for Jackson. There on the coverage was Hunter, and really Hunter was the closest to coming up with that football.
Ohio State needed a feel-good game. Boy, they're licking their wounds over there. That's what Virginia Tech did to them in their own home stadium in the Horseshoe.
Tech still on the short end of the score to ECU right now, though, at home in Blacksburg. 3rd and 5. An inside screen. Derek Dieter, 3 yards from a 1st down, tackled by Tigray Scales. There's a Bowling Green player down. That is Dieter.
Yeah, his knees got kind of folded up underneath him on that tackle. Hopefully he is all right. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. He's a big wide receiver that can run. He's an important part of this Bowling Green offense. Blocking out on the perimeter too for all the bubbles they throw and slip screens.
So as they attend to Dieter, we'll step aside here at Bowling Green. Oh, don't look past the team that's the cradle of coaches in the Sun Belt, Arkansas State.
Not coaches for very long.
Well, for 1 year.
Hey, but what they've done, those players, to win, consecutive championships with so many different coaches, that is a resilient group of football players.
Don't want to go for a 52-yard field goal attempt on 4th down, incomplete. And Indiana will take over on downs. So we've seen both teams really going for it almost at will on 4th down today. But come up short on the incompletion, and it's IU ball.
And you'll see, again, just trying to hit this shallow crossing route. Look, 2 defenders all over him. They got it covered. Man coverage. Tight coverage by Indiana. Yeah, you're right. Both these coaches, they take all the anxiety out of going for 4th down. I mean, they're wired that way.
By the way, the good news for Bowling Green, Dieter did get up on his own and get off the field. And even though Tyler Tate's hit 4 field goals today, including 1 from 47, that would have been a 52-yard attempt or thereabouts into the win. So they went for it on 4th and 5. Completed pass to Shane Wynn, who has a blocker. 1 man to beat. He may be gone and is with his speed. He even turns to take a peek. Shane Wynn. Where are they going to mark him out? Did he step out? It looks like he stepped out. They're going to say he stepped out at about the 35-yard line. I thought he was gone.
Oh, my. So did he. Let's see here. Boy, that's if he steps out of bounds, that is a...
Well, it is a 30-yard gain instead of the long touchdown. Across the 30 to the 29-yard line. It was Coleman.
Yeah, they're just running inside zone up the middle right now, trying to let their offensive line go to work and keep feeding Tevin Coleman.
A 2nd down and a long 3. Fake the handoff, going back for Wynn, but way too high. Sudfeld may have seen that there was double coverage over there. Instead, he threw it to the ball boy. Made a nice catch. Good job, young man. He's got a Hoosiers shirt on, as you can see, and the Hoosier fans are right behind him. And when he caught that ball, they cheered. Shane, give me a jersey. 3rd and 3. Is there any question they go for it on 4th down if they don't make it here?
Not that. There's no problem. Look at the soft coverage over the slot.
Give it to Coleman. Cuts back, and he has the 1st down at the 22-yard line. Ward and Martin bring him down, but it's a pickup of 7, and you can't argue with that call. Put it right in the hands of Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, out of the gun formation. Again, speed sweep. Giving it to their playmaker, and Coleman just running an outside zone from the shotgun formation to pick up the 1st down. Boy, I tell you what, that'll get your players' attention. You won't only get them to remember calls and signals. That's effective.
The card on the left may be quite the distraction. Coleman lost the football, and it went right into the arms of Rylan Ward, and it's Bowling Green football. Well, just when it appeared like Indiana may be headed for an emphatic score to take a 2-score lead, they turn it over.
46, Charlie Walker's going to make the hit right there that causes the fumble right into the arms of Nick Johnson. We've seen a little bit of everything here this afternoon.
We have. Ward the recovery, and it's a first down for Bowling Green. They're at their own 12, but they avoid the possible IU score and are still down just 3 with 9:04 to play. So the first Indiana turnover today. Kanapke to Burbrink, who eluded the first tackler, Simmons. There's a nice gain up to the 22.
Just taking advantage of the zone coverage by Indiana. Nice accurate throw by Kanapke.
Picked up 10, first down. Across the middle. He hung on. That's a completion to Lewis.
You know, I'm surprised Indiana has not come out and pressured James Kanapke more than they have. They've been relying on four-man rush, and they haven't really been able to get there on a consistent basis. And Kanapke's been able to throw the ball on time and accurately for most of the day.
To the back, Green. Stood up at the 25. He might even lose a yard there. Oliver with the tackle. And the last time they beat a Big Ten opponent, the last time they beat any Power 5 conference opponent, beating Minnesota in overtime in 2007 in Minneapolis. So it's been 7 years. Bowling Green. Down 3 here. Clock running under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and a 3rd and 6 for the Falcons. Quarterback draw. Kanapke made more out of that than I thought, and he's really close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it at the 32, and they're going to give it to him. First down run. This looked like he was going to get stopped in the backfield.
Oh, the defense was there to force him back to middle, but great improvisation by the quarterback, Kanapke, to pick up the first down.
They get a quick snap off. Now, there were some subs still trying to get off the field for Indiana. Now, did somebody get a timeout?
I don't know. One of the officials is down, though.
Well, he was right in the middle getting the ball ready for play, but Bowling Green was trying to snap it apparently before the ball was officially ready for play. Take another look. You'll see the umpire walk up. You see the official there on your left with both arms out. He's indicating that there's time for both teams to substitute, but Bowling Green was trying to snap it quickly. And the umpire paid the price.
Stepped on.
Looked like he put his foot next to the ball to prevent the snap, but they tried to snap it anyway.
Got to shake that one off.
That's our umpire, Pat Bayers. Bowling Green was trying to go a little quicker than the officials were going to allow them to.
Yeah, they came back to slow them down because if they substitute, then the defense has the right to substitute. And so I tell you, it's dangerous out there, boys.
Head on a swivel. It is a first down for Bowling Green. Kanapke flushed out. He's going to take off with it, and took a hit even though he attempted to slide, but he slid late at the 38-39 yard line. Oliver came up and put the hit on, but again, it was a very late slide from Kanapke.
Late slide. Tough hit by Marcus Oliver. I think I would have done the same thing. That was close enough. I would have taken the shot.
Gained 5, second down and 5. He finds Jackson for a first down to the IU 46. Gain of 14.
Watch Kanapke again wait for the second window to open on the slant and then throw a dart. Green
off left tackle. fighting for more yards. He won another couple of yards after initial contact there. He gets to the 40. Harden and Scales eventually bringing him down. Gain of 7. Jackson, first down catch to the 30. Quick slant, moves the sticks. Bowling Green marching, a gain of 8.
Again, the window just opens up for Jackson.
Pitch it to Green, going to the short side of the field. Sidesteps Simmons, but then Scales and others there. Mark him down at the 31. No gain that time for Travis Green.
I'll tell you, you got to give credit to both offensive coordinators, Sterling Gilbert and Matt Maddox, for mixing this thing up and never really abandoning the run game and trying to be physical at the same time. Done a nice job.
Off play action, going for Burbrink in the end zone. He's got him and he's in. Touchdown.
That's exactly what running the football will do for your offense. Watch, he's going to come out here, and again, a wheel route up the sideline. And again, when you have the threat of running the ball, the play action's there. They lose Burbank on the out and up. The wheel route for 6.
31-yard touchdown reception. The point after knocked through by Tyler Tate. 5:24 to go. Bowling Green 39. Indiana 35. Right now it's the MAC with the upper hand on the Big Ten teams. Burbrink's first touchdown catch of the year, 39-35. Bowling Green on top of Indiana with 5:24 to play in the 4th quarter. Glad to have you with us along with David Diaz-Infante and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Mark Neely. It's been a fun MAC Big Ten matchup, and we got a ways to go. And the 3 win. Pushes forward to the 33. Let's check in with Matt Schick for a college football update. Matt.
Thanks, Mark. You got a good one there. We're expecting a good one at Sun Life Stadium. Miami getting set to take on Arkansas State. An Arkansas State team that led Tennessee after the first quarter just a week ago. Both teams looking for their 2nd win of the season. It's next on ESPNU, guys.
Matt, we'll get you there when we can. 5:15 still to go. And these two offenses that go at it, they have track shoes on. Roberts is the back now for Indiana as they begin at their own 33. Roberts cuts it outside. 40, 45, hit hard there, taken off his feet, then back on his feet, where he's pushed down. Ryan Sutton on the hit for Bowling Green, but it's a first down run all the way up to the 45.
Indiana has really showed some big playability here in the 2nd half. They're a threat to score at any time.
Wins the receiver at the top of your screen. Stoner there at the bottom. Going for Wynn. Wide open right along the sideline. He's down at the 37. Tackled by cornerback Nick Johnson, but here comes IU right down the field.
You can tell Bowling Green has a lot of respect for Shane Wynn's speed. They're playing off about 10 yards, 12 yards at times.
Sudfeld. Nice running catch. Jayshun Harris at the 15. 5'8" freshman.
Watch the throw by Sudfeld. That is accurate on the run to the sideline. Off the rollout. Again, big plays, chunk yardage by Indiana. Been the difference in this 2nd half of the ball game.
That chunk went for 22 yards. In motion, tight end Cooper. Hand it off to D'Angelo Roberts. Gains a couple to about the 12. Tackled by linebacker Nate Locke. Under 4 minutes to go. Coleman now back in. And running back for Indiana, replacing Roberts. Coleman has 3 touchdown runs in this half from 28, 46, and 31 yards. They hand it to him. Coleman. Inside the 5, keeps the feet moving. He's stopped at about the 3. He gains 9.
Again, you'll see Bowling Green's bringing field pressure. They run away for it for Coleman on the left side into the boundary, and you're going to see him just grinding it out.
There is a Bowling Green player down right at the site where Coleman was tackled. Maybe, well, we'll wait and see. That is the cornerback, Jude I.J. Barima.
Already got that right knee braced up.
So I.J. Barima walking off. We have 3:22 left here in the fourth quarter. By the way, the Arkansas State-Miami game is now starting on ESPN News. We're just getting underway in South Florida. We'll get you there here on ESPNU as soon as we're finished. But again, right now, that game is commencing on ESPN News. Well, after that run by Coleman, it's going to be first and goal for Indiana at the 3. Coleman came in with back-to-back 200-plus yard rushing games. The final game of last year, the first and only game they played this year, which is against Indiana State. He's at 183 yards now with 3 TDs, and all the TDs here in the second half. Well, obviously, Charlie Walker, the defensive end, had crossed the line of scrimmage for Bowling Green, but he's saying he was drawn off.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
And apparently, the tight end Cooper did move early.
Yeah, you can see the big tight end. He's going to flinch right there before the snap. Sometimes you think if you freeze, no one can see you. You disappear.
I'm sure you
I've
did
been there
that
before.
at some point. Yeah, I bet.
Doesn't really work, though.
9th penalty against Indiana. So now it's first and goal from the 8.
Pressure.
To the end zone for Wynn. Covered by Will Watson well. I guess I should say covered well by Will Watson, which is a bit of a tongue twister, but that's a tough duty to try to protect and defend Wynn. Give it to Coleman. Powering his way forward, lunges. Not in, but very close.
You see big number 78 working hard. Spriggs clearing the way for his running back, fighting his way. Boy, he is close. Oh, it touched the pylon.
Moving on the field, the runner was short of the goal line. Previous players under further review.
Real question is to see if he was out of bounds before he touched the pylon. Remember, the pylon is an extension of the end zone. You touch the pylon and you are in.
Now he's close. He's also on the defender part of his body. But his back's coming down. He's down there, but he's touching the pylon. I don't know if there's going to be enough video from what we've seen so far to call this a touchdown.
Called out of bounds on the play. Watch him just plant both legs and twist backwards in an effort to get into the end zone.
Now look at the toe right there. See that toe?
Let's look at his toe right here. Right here. You'll see the toe right there on the sidelines. Boy, you can't tell if he's out or in. That's as close as you get. Looks like he was in to me, but again, it has to be conclusive video evidence,
which I don't think
to
we've
overturn the call, and I don't think they can.
Field stands, third down.
There you go. Stands being the
stands and not confirmed.
So it's a 3rd and goal from inside the 1. 8th play of the drive coming up, and should we expect Coleman again? I know I would. Two tight ends. Sudfeld keeps. Remember, he had a touchdown run early in the game of 1 yard. He did not make it in there and took a little extra punishment. See Gabe Martin, number 11 for Bowling Green, denying Sudfeld from getting into the end zone.
You'll see the defensive lineman submarine underneath the O-lineman, and the backers over the top. It's tough to quarterback seat when you got 2 A-gap defenders.
Going for it, lunges in. Did he get it over? Touchdown, he did. Touchdown, Indiana. He had broken the plane with the football before it was knocked out. And Indiana, which had gone 0 for 3 on 4th down prior to that call, convert on 4th and goal from the 1, and they're back in front with 2:04 left.
You can do that when you're 6'5", extended over. Ball breaks the play, and he's in before it comes out. Woo! That's dicey.
Wow. Now
looked like he could have dunked it.
It did look that way, but he was definitely over with that 6'5" frame.
I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback do that. That makes sense when you're that tall and have that kind of length.
We've seen some unusual plays in this game. So this extra point attempt to make it a 3-point game. So an important one here for Aaron Del Grosso. It is a 3-point lead, 42-39. Now let's check in with the studio again, and here's Matt Schick.
Thanks, Mark. Great finish there. We're just underway with Miami and Arkansas State. That game is on ESPN News. When we're done in Bowling Green, we'll bring it to you on ESPNU. Mark.
Matt, thanks so much. 2:04 left. Remember earlier in this quarter, when Bowling Green went for 2 after a touchdown and failed, had they just gone for 1 there, a field goal could possibly win it for them here. Instead, a field goal would only tie it.
Yeah, and you and I were talking about, I felt it was a little bit early for Dino Babers to be chasing points at that point in the game. We'll see if it comes back to haunt him.
Max won twice already this year against the Big Ten. Bowling Green trying to make it 3. The most times the MAC has ever beaten the Big Ten in a season was 4 times back in 08. Well, 2:04 and 1 timeout for Bowling Green. Down 3 here on their home field. Gibbons and Moore back deep for the Falcons to receive this kick from Aaron Del Grosso. A short sidewinding kick from the 1. Taken down at the 11. Not much there for Moore, so not very good starting field position for Bowling Green to begin at their own 12.
Boy, probably should have let that one roll into the end zone. It's tough when it bounces like that because the timing of your blocks and return team gets a little bit off kilter. Sometimes it can result in a big play, but boy, if you decide to field something like that, you've got to find a way to get it up to the 20.
Kanapke to the sideline, incomplete at the 18. Intended for Roger Lewis. Keep keep in mind, this is just the second start for Kanapke. They lost Matt Johnson after game 1, their starter, and been their starter last year as well. 38 for 63.
I'll tell you what, this young man has stepped up. See if he can do it one more time when it counts.
That will be enough for a first down for Roger Lewis, who gains 11.
Again, Indiana content with just dropping 8 and playing coverage.
They bring 3. Pass completed on the edge to Lewis again. Up to the 30 and gains 6 or 7. Brought out by Tim Bennett.
Not that they've brought a lot of pressure all day long here or anything, but I tell you what, prevent defense sometimes.
Well, whenever in a game situation like this, a player goes down, and Adarius Rayner is the player down for IU, and I don't mean to be cynical here, but the opposing team immediately thinks, is this for real?
Absolutely. Although I think it's so in the dry, the tempo is not really an issue. You never sure when a cramp is going to strike.
Well, Tate was a big story in the first half for Bowling Green, hitting 4 field goals, including one from 47.
They got the guy they want. They've got their timeouts left.
The only parts of that may work against him is he's actually going into the wind this time. All the other field goals, he had the wind at his back.
That's right. Show the leg, though. They got 1 timeout left. They are facing the wind right now.
Minute 37 left. Coppins makes a spin move. Got within about a yard of the first down, and he was pushed back hard by David Cooper, number 42.
It looked like he got out of bounds to me.
But the clock continues to roll, and now a 3rd and 1.
Going backwards, though.
To the sideline, first down. Lewis almost broke that one. Tony Fields ankle tackled him. Gain of 12. First down at their own 44. Jackson. That play with that wide receiver hasn't worked all that well today.
Yeah, they've been sitting in zone defense, been aware of it that time.
Team's 3rd final timeout. 30 seconds.
Last timeout used by Bowling Green. Let's check in again quickly with Matt Schick in the studio.
Yeah, Mark, we got a tough act to follow with your game. We're off to a good start, though, in Miami. Brad Kaya to Philip Dorsett. 63 yards just a few minutes into this one. 7-0 up on Arkansas State. It's over on ESPN News. It'll come to ESPNU when you're done there, Mark.
Wow. Well, the track meet's off and running down in Miami.
I really don't like that call. Middle screen, force you to use your last timeout. You should have been working the sidelines so you get incomplete or get out of bounds. No, I don't like that call at all.
And as you say, the key part is burning your last timeout, right, which you may need to get your field goal kicker Tate onto the field, and also kind of takes away a lot of stuff middle of the field, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now Indiana's going to protect the sidelines.
Burbrink adjusted and makes the catch for a first down at the 38 of Indiana. He almost looks surprised looking back for that ball.
Yeah, now the clock will stop in order for them to set the ball.
Gain of 18. First down at the Indiana 39. The completion. Kobe stayed in bounds. Clock continues to run.
And he's a redshirt junior. He should know situational football enough to know if you're close, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
109th play of the game for Bowling Green. Kobe again, and this time is out, stopping the clock with 27 seconds left. He's just shy of the 30.
A soft coverage and prevent defense is coming back to haunt Indiana.
Keep in mind, Tate has made a 47-yarder here today, but he made a 52-yarder at Western Kentucky.
Indiana, team second, 30 seconds.
Indiana's going to use a 30-second timeout here with 27 seconds left. I don't think there's any doubt here, Dave, but if they get maybe another 5-10 yards and it came down to the final play, you got to give Tate a chance to send this to overtime, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem is you burned your timeout, so you're gonna have to go hurry up, whatever they do. But you got 27 seconds left, so you know, third down. You got to pick something. You got to convert here. Give yourself a little bit more. Although it looks like the wind has died down some. If you look at the goalposts that he'll be kicking into, flags are laying down.
Right now, you'd be looking at about a 48-yard attempt. But here's a 3rd and 2.
Now Indiana tightens up the coverage.
He's going for the end zone. He got wrapped up. No flag. Now there's the flag. I don't think there was any question. Lewis was tugged on as that ball was in the air.
No doubt about it. Got grabbed around the waist. Got on top of the defensive back.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
Kenny Mullen called for the pass interference.
You'll see Kenny Mullen. Look, Lewis gets on top. He's going to grab him, sew him up right there. Tries to hide it. Game on the line. You got to force the quarterback to make that throw.
22 seconds left, no timeouts. Certainly well within range of Tate to send it to overtime, but you take a few shots to try to win it here. They do. Kanapke towards the end zone. A battle there. Flag again. Hunter defending Lewis at the goal line. We're down to 18 seconds left.
No doubt about it. You've got to call it.
11th penalty today against Indiana.
Pass interference. Defense, number 17. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic, first down.
Lewis gets the release. And again, now you'll see Hunter run him out of bounds and restrict the receiver, giving him no chance to make a play on the ball. The underthrown ball is the hardest thing to defend in man-to-man coverage.
The fact they don't have a timeout here, though, is huge, David.
Absolutely.
Huge. You can't really afford to run the football. Maybe one time right here at most.
At most, if you decide to run it, boy, then you've got to be ready to snap.
Kanapke. Out of the hands of Lewis. Incomplete. Bennett late there to break it up. 14 seconds to go.
Yeah, you've got to throw it here. Again, Lewis tried to get a call again in the end zone. But boy, Kanapke put that ball on a dime once again in the numbers. Well defended by Indiana.
They probably got 2 more chances here to stick it in to try to win it before attempting a field goal to send it to overtime. In the end zone, he got a touchdown! Roger Lewis in the corner! And Bowling Green goes in front with 9 seconds left. What a throw by Kanapke to get it over the top, and Lewis got the foot down.
They got the 1-1 matchup to the field, and he just drops the ball right on Lewis, who maintains possession with Tim Bennett's arm all over his arm.
Extra point for Tate is blocked, and this is a big play. They could get 2, but with the time not running, well, it keeps it a 3-point game, but only 9 seconds left. Well, I was about to say, we've had everything, and then that happened. A chance to return it for 2 points would have made it a 1-point game had Indiana returned that with the clock not running.
I thought Bennett was going to try and lateral it to one of his buddies behind him. Maybe could have scored. Here's a touchdown. Look at the timing of the throw with pressure in his face. That's a drill that they will practice all day long in camp. Throwing it to a trash can in the corner. He put it out there, and Lewis made the catch. And then here's the blocked extra point. And we'll see. They got a chance to make a play of it.
Which can't go for 6 points. We need to point that out.
No,
this would have been for 2 points.
But look, he was outflanked by 3 white shirts outside. You just got to toss that back.
10th lead change today Bowling Green 9 seconds away for their first win over a Power 5 opponent since beating Minnesota in 2007. They've lost 10 in a row to Power 5 opponents. Dino Babers in his first season trying to send his team to 2-1. You know, in his debut, they were throttled pretty good at Western Kentucky, 59-31, then beat VMI here last week, 48-7. Squibb takes a knee, falls down. So really no time went off the clock. So Indiana will have it at their own 30. They do have a timeout, which I think is important here. I mean, it's only 9 seconds left, but if they went down the middle of the field deep, it would have to be quick. But they could get a timeout and maybe get a field goal to try to tie it.
I think they got a chance for maybe 2 plays.
Maybe. Wow, what a game this has been. We're going to send you to Miami when we're finished.
They need a quick throw towards the edges and then maybe be able to take a shot down the field.
Yeah, they did take a second off. There's 8 seconds remaining. Keep an eye on Wynn at the bottom of your screen. He's the receiver with outstanding speed. Sudfeld in a crowd. Down to 3 seconds, unloads. That's Wynn. He's out of bounds at the the 41 and time expires. Now wait. Indiana's saying that there should be some time left here.
There should be 1 second left on the clock.
We are not finished. Now, it did roll to zeros, as you see on the screen.
Game is not over. Please clear the field. Game is not over.
Catch by Wynn. He's out there, and there's 2 seconds left.
Player was out of bounds with 1 second on the game clock.
Well, they're going to put 1 on, which really it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2, because they don't show tenths on this. So it's going to be time for 1 more play for Indiana, and it obviously has to be towards the end zone.
Yeah, the Hail Mary plays in effect. The rugby play. We'll see if I think Sudfeld has an arm that can get it there again. Wynn should be at his back. Do you hit the end zone? Do you hit the hook and ladder? Be interesting to see which one they try.
Last play of this game. Up for grabs. Knocked down. Bowling Green wins it. What a football game, and the MAC has done it again. They beat a Big Ten opponent as the Falcons up in the Hoosiers 45-42. Wow, what does this Bowling Green win mean?
This is huge for them. Think about Dino Babers, what he's able to do. What he did in his first 2 seasons at Eastern Illinois. In a rough start, the first game of the year against Western Kentucky, but come out and beat a Big Ten school. 2nd game of the year, 3rd game of the year with the new system. Outstanding.
What a football game for David Diaz-Infante and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Mark Neely. We're so happy you could share this one with us. We're going to send you to Miami next. Arkansas State taking on the Hurricanes. That was the touchdown that won it on the catch by Lewis. So long from Bowling Green, Ohio.